Swing and a drive. Victor Scott has just left the building. A long homer. Boy, did he need that. Walker drives that one hard toward right center. That ball's going to carry, and that ball's going to go into the Cardinals bullpen. Jordan Walker's 12th homer. Ground ball, base hit. Sajasi staggers around third. The throw to the plate is late, and the Cardinals somehow, someway, down to their last strike, have tied this game. Walker shoots one toward right, curling toward the line. That's down. That's going to score J.J. Cardinals have taken the lead. Walker with a double.
Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. No Carey Davis today. No Andrew Marsh. Bradford Bruns in for Marshy.
I suspended them yesterday.
Yeah, Jamie. Did you?
Yeah, you missed it. You were up.
Yeah, I was suspended too.
You.
Yeah.
I got a little power happy.
Okay.
And after I suspended you, it felt real good.
Yeah.
It really did.
Sure.
And then Carey mouthed off, so I told him that he'd be out today, suspended. Marshy tried to jump in, and I just kept handing out technicals. Boom, boom, boom.
So you were just...
Yeah. So it's a good thing Bradford was available today, because otherwise we'd had to ask Mike Ryder to help run the board today.
Pretty much stayed here, guys, after that thrilling Thunderbirds verdict. How about that? OT.
Thunder!
Thunder. We'll get to that, of course, in What's Trending. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Appreciate you joining us on a Friday. We're going to do highs and lows from the Cardinals A's series, and boy, the highs are high. After yesterday, you heard the audio courtesy of Cardinals TV. Chip Carey alongside Brad Thompson. And one of the highs just has to be yesterday's comeback. I mean, it was we were on air for it. It was fun. It was fun to see a young team that has a penchant for coming back in games do it again on the road where they have thrived this year. In a game where they were up at 1.31 after trailing 1-0. A game that they didn't necessarily have in control because there were still, 3-4 innings left. But a game that, I felt pretty good when they were up 3-1. The A's bats hadn't really done anything. And Ollie Marmol had kind of a quick hook for McGreevy.
Did we ever find out? I was trying to look for that. Bradford, did we ever come across any Ollie audio or description as to why the quick hook on McGreevy?
Not specifically in relation to why he left so early. He had an arduous first few innings, Jamie.
Sure.
The workload there, but still 70-plus pitches. Hey, I just love the fact that you got 6 innings yet again out of him, and he only allowed the 1 run, despite the Kurtz bomb. So there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Either way, so he pulls McGreevy after 74 pitches. Arguably should have at least gave him another batter, if not a full another inning. Goes to Stanek, and Stanek had been better. He's been better of late, I guess.
Has he really?
But how could you get better? Or how could you get worse?
Define better.
Yeah.
Slightly better than he was, which was really bad?
Correct.
Come on.
He gives up a home run.
I'm so perplexed by that guy because, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I've been wrong a lot in my life, trust me, at least one time for sure. Was he not supposed to come in and be like the closer, like Stanek time?
Yes, he was. He was earmarked as one of the closers or somebody that could get closing opportunities.
To provide stability, right?
Yeah.
Have stuff, will travel.
Did he get that memo?
Outside of the strike zone. This has always been the profile, though. He's had electric stuff, but is he able to command the zone whatsoever? And we've seen wild inconsistency in that regard.
Well, he's throwing it in the zone. He's getting hit a lot.
One.
And he did yesterday.
One offering. Ooh.
So gave up the home run. Anyways, the fact that they were able to put together a comeback and take the series. I mean, Jamie and I, you had mentioned this a couple times yesterday. Jamie, you and I literally high-fived when Jordan Walker doubled down the line.
Just felt like the right thing to do in the moment.
Yeah, you're feeding off this energy. You have this sense like, oh, okay, the bullpen, here we go. Bullpen's going to blow this thing.
Oh, wow.
And they nearly did.
They tried.
They come back. Jordan Walker, he's really become the guy, too. And I know that Ivan Herrera came up with the big game-tying hit. That was crucial because it set the table for Jordan Walker to deliver what we now know is the game-winning hit. But it just feels like one of those series that reminds everyone that Jordan Walker has become the guy. We've seen him. We've seen the Cardinals stick with his. That they stuck with the investment. They believed in him. Wasn't just about the numbers. Home runs, game-winning RBI, huge, obviously. But it's fun when he delivers in big moments. And it wasn't as if he was having a big game either. But he came up in the clutch, and this young core continues to carry this entire offense. Whether it's J.J. Weatherholt, who hit a big two-run homer in Game 1, Walker delivered repeatedly. Ron Herrera continued to be one of the most professional at bats on the roster. Victor Scott homers in the finale yesterday. That was the game against a lefty. That was the one that tied it. So there's a lot of conversation to be had still about the way that this young core continues to carry the offense, and that's yet another high from the series. You guys got anything different for highs or add to the highs?
Nah, I mean you're pretty much saying exactly the same thing as I'm thinking. It's a fun team to watch play baseball right now. And for me, the high is, you touched on already, is just the fact that they're never out of a game. And, they truly believe they're never out of a game. Mm-hmm. Once they started hitting the ball late in that ball game, you could see the bench was getting electric. The players were electric. Their plate appearances were getting stronger. It was like, oh, yeah, we got this. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a special talent to have for a young team, because most young teams are the opposite of that. They feel such pressure. The walls are closing in. The pitches are getting faster. Can't breathe.
Yeah.
Not this team. They seem to love it.
Jordan Walker continuing to do Jordan Walker things. It's basically commonplace by now. But I want to actually look at one other individual, somebody we haven't been able to see whatsoever basically since April the 14th, guys, because Joel Poza went out in Sacramento and had a pair of really productive games for you, okay? There was a lot of hand-wringing about him getting the start in game number 1. Had that big at-bat in the first inning, helped key the 4-run inning that got the series started. And then yesterday, how does he follow that up? 3 more hits for somebody who has been used so very little this season. And you understand the reason as to why he basically has been that last guy off of the bench. For him to go out there and maybe be able to pick up a couple of additional opportunities for himself off of the bench, again, in pinch hitting appearances, you'd like nothing more than that through the rest of the month. I thought it was a positive, especially on a day littered with them on getaway day.
If we do transition to those series lows, I do think your biggest weaknesses reared their ugly heads throughout the series. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, the bullpen, which had been better overall over the last week or so, maybe even last 2 weeks, nearly blew the game for you. The second game of the series, your weaknesses were on display from a pitching standpoint with Matthew Liberatore. He gets to the 5th inning and then things blow up. This has been an issue for Matthew Liberatore dating back to last season, where he's not pitching deep into games, 6th inning, because he's having the blow up inning or in the 4th or 5th. So that, unfortunately, after 2 starts against the Dodgers and Padres that looked very sharp, the blow up inning came back to haunt him on Tuesday night or Wednesday night. And then the base running was real shaky in that game. And I shouldn't say that's been a series-long trend, because I think the base running has been very good. I think they're one of these teams that take extra bases. Yeah.
Man.
But
why are you being so hard on them?
There's a couple. We're doing highs and lows.
Is this what happens with the Black Sox?
No.
Is this what you do?
No, well, we were humbled last night. Okay, we were humbled last night.
Empty promises.
We took the L. Okay, we got a long way to go. This Black Sox team. We got a little ahead of ourselves.
Did the kids get ice cream?
Nah, listen. Ice cream's for winners. And we did not win last night. And kids know that. Kids understand that.
Is that the T-shirts they wear under their gear?
Yes.
Ice creams for winners?
Ice creams for winners.
I like it.
Yeah. So we saw some of the weaknesses on display for the Cardinals over the weekend. Or, I keep saying the weekend. The last couple of days.
Buddy, it's because we're headed into the weekend.
I know. I'm excited.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
Okay? It's
a
beautiful
Friday
outside. It's Friday. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm already thinking past the show, too. It happens. We're human beings.
We got to lock in,
you know what? I'll be here for the show.
Yeah, you will.
I'll bring my A game. Yes. Okay? Don't you worry about me.
Okay.
But when it's over, I'm out of here.
Locking in like the Cardinals bullpen this coming weekend. Not so sure about that versus Kansas City. But if you're talking about lows aside from what Matthew Liberatore accomplished or did not accomplish on Wednesday, it went back to him, guys. It's pretty simple. In so many of his starts this season, you even talking about that Los Angeles game, right? Okay, before the last turn, which was very successful against San Diego, the fact that he had 13 fly ball outs. When you're talking about a park such as that, the AAA ballpark, and you're lifting the ball, you're getting it up in the air again, that was the biggest culprit for him. And the bullpen as a whole, Jamie.
Oh.
Wow, Bradford.
There you go.
No, it's all right.
Hey,
we got a
what'd you
Mizzou
call
segment
him?
here. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay.
Yep. You have to get in on the fun. Irrespective of that, 5 earned runs over the course of the last 6 innings. Stoltz, you touched upon Stanek. It wasn't just him, however. Right now, with the exception of Riley O'Brien, who did, make no mistake about it, bounce back nicely to close out yesterday's game, you've got some holes, to put it mildly, and even JoJo has been a little down relative to performance throughout the year.
All right, that's Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Jamie Rivers here as well. No Carey Davis. Carey will be back with us on Monday. Couple of big games last night in the NHL. The Montreal Canadiens whip up on Buffalo in a high-scoring game.
Oui.
And the Vegas Golden Knights, just as Jamie predicted last night, too much for a young Anaheim team. Mitch Marner said, you don't think I can play, Toronto? You don't think I can win big games?
You're playing the big games, baby.
Watch this. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team studio cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN studio cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
This month at Auto Centers Nissan, more vehicles, bigger savings, one easy location. They've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location. Right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri, minutes from South County. You'll find the largest selection of both used and new vehicles in the greater St. Louis or Illinois area. And right now, 2026 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, Murano, and Frontier models are all available with 0% APR for 60 months. Qualified shoppers can take advantage of no payments for up to 6 months and no down payment as well. Every new Nissan from Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum also includes a 30-day return promise. So if you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, return it within 30 days. They'll refund your money and set you up with something that you might be looking at. When it comes to pre-owned vehicles, they got a great selection of used vehicles as well. Plus, those select used vehicles are available with no money down and no payments for 3 months. Shop confidently this month at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Then on 101 ESPN, Vegas looked like a championship team again. I know they got to get through Colorado now, so the task is pretty big. But the series this past couple of weeks here against Anaheim, it really was a reminder of what separates good playoff teams from experienced playoff teams. The Ducks were faster at times. They're younger. They're more energetic. There are stretches in the series where the Ducks look completely capable of overwhelming Vegas with pace. But when the games tightened up and the pressure elevated, the Golden Knights consistently looked calmer, smarter, and more efficient. They did. And it started real fast last night with Mitch Marner, who has carried the reputation of being a fantastic regular season player, only to shrink in the playoffs. And he was constantly dissected in Toronto.
Can't cut it.
Can't
play that playoff game.
Yeah.
Can't hack it in the playoffs.
Yeah, he completely controlled Game 6 from the opening minute. Literally from the opening minute. Wow, 62 seconds in.
Unbelievable play. William Karlsson just fires a pass up the guts of the ice to the far blue line. Marner has Lacombe all over him, so he turns his back to the player, going to his backhand. Goalie thinks he's going to shoot backhand, pulls it back between his legs, and slides it in the open net.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Then, second goal, they're shorthanded. So think about this for a second. Mitch Marner's leading your team in scoring. He's leading the league in scoring in the playoffs. He's also on the penalty kill. He takes the puck, goes the length of the ice. And if you watch the goal, he's like Patrick Kane. Those guys buy ice. They stay in motion, but they keep buying ice. So you're just, as a defensive player, you're just far enough away where you can't get to them, but they're still so close to you. It's like the little cat and mouse, little... Can't follow the laser. Can't get the laser, can you? You know, it's one of those things. And when he does that is the defender then feels the need to like stretch out and leave a comfortable area because he's still close enough to be a threat, but he's too far away to poke check immediately. And as soon as you do that, that pass goes right through. Howden, one-timer, shorthanded goal.
Yep.
It really is a work of art, that goal. I highly suggest anybody who's listening, go back, watch that goal. Watch him buy time for himself while staying close enough to be a threat and then make that pass. It's incredible.
So Mitch Marner, 11 points in 6 games against Anaheim, 18 playoff points overall.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. One series. Multiple point games almost every night that he played. This is the version, of course, that Marner... of Marner that Vegas dreamed about when they acquired him. And honestly, he looks liberated. He's out of Toronto.
But hey, wait. He's not going to be able to play for John Tortorella.
Oh, I think he is.
Remember that narrative?
Yes.
The moment that John Tortorella took over, oh man, Mitch Marner's screwed now. Really? Interesting.
It's almost as if sometimes we get things wrong with our narratives.
The narrative around John Tortorella is he's a terrible human being. He's a tyrant and all this stuff. But then every time you talk to former players, they defend him. They love him. So how about we just let the players tell us what the narrative really is?
No kidding.
He doesn't talk to the media, Jamie, and people hate it. His players don't talk after they win the series.
That was weird.
Yeah.
As a member of the media now, like... we count on, especially even on the broadcast side, we count on coaches talking before games, after games. Sometimes those coaches help you create, content that promotes that team or the league or the next series. I thought it was a little weird for John Tortorella to not go. And if he said, my players aren't available except for the ones that are league mandated, but I will go to the podium. Like, you got...
Yeah.
Come on, John.
Yeah.
Sometimes Torts brings on his own problems.
He doesn't care. He just doesn't care, flat out.
I know, but no one's above the league.
I agree.
No one is.
You know, I thought the other, and we'll transition here to the Buffalo-Montreal series here in a second, but I do think that Vegas really punished Anaheim for its mistakes. You know, this wasn't a series in which Vegas dominated every second. In fact, there were stretches where, as I mentioned in the start, Anaheim skated better. But playoff hockey, Jamie, as you've broken down many times before, it comes down to who makes fewer mistakes and who's willing to do things like, block pucks and do the, block shots and do the dirty work. If it's a bad breakout, Vegas scored. If there's a turnover in transition, Vegas capitalized. Special teams mistake, Vegas was all over it.
Did you watch? So not many people do, so I'm not going to ask the question. I watch it in a different way, but if you go back and watch the game, or even watch the next game Vegas plays against Colorado, they dominate the game inside the dots. Mm-hmm. Just like when they won the Cup that one year, nobody could get to the middle of the ice. Nobody. And Anaheim last night, watching them struggle, they would get into the middle of the ice. It was so congested that they would then pass out of the middle of the ice and take their shot. So Vegas is winning at that point.
Sure.
Carter Hart was very solid in between the pipes for the Vegas Golden Knights. But that's something to keep an eye on, is if Vegas can impose that game on Colorado and Colorado can't find a way to get inside the dots, we could have a series. Mm-hmm. However, Nathan McKinnon, he's not afraid to go to the dirty areas. Landeskog, not afraid to go to the dirty areas. Natchez, not afraid. Like a lot of their players, Kadri, not afraid to go to the dirty areas. But we'll see if they can get there, because Vegas is very good at defending those areas.
The Montreal Cockroaches.
What are you going to be like that for?
They are the hardest team to put away.
Come on, get into it. Come on.
It is a total compliment.
Right.
It's a total compliment to call them a bunch of cockroaches.
I'm thinking about it, Jamie.
They will not go away. And good for them. They are not the most talented team left in the playoffs. They're probably not even, a lot of people are like, they're not even supposed to be here because their rebuilds timeline doesn't really match up. But every single time somebody thinks that they've cracked them, they respond.
Yeah.
They're now 5-0 in the playoffs immediately following a loss. It's incredibly impressive. Overall, they've won 10 straight games following defeats dating back to the regular season. We're not talking about luck anymore. This has become kind of an identity.
It's a hell of a team, man. They're really, really good. They've got speed, skill, size, grit, and goaltending. So Jakub Dobish, I've told our listeners before, he flew over at like 14 years old to play goalie here in St. Louis. Nobody knew him from the Czech Republic. Lubo Spartechko brought him over on a whim. Said, I'll help you out, to his dad. And he went on to play here, AAA Blues hockey, went on to play in the USHL, then Ohio State, and now he's playing number one goalie for the Montreal Canadiens. He's been unreal, except for the beginning of last night. 3 shots on goal, 3 goals. Mm-hmm. Martin St. Louis, the head coach, was asked following the game, why didn't you pull him in that moment? Here's what he had to say.
Well, ultimately, it's probably my decision, right? But I feel like the goalie position is probably the one position that I can't help much, and so I try to stay out of it, right? And not be emotionally driven and being upset that we're down. Like the first period was chaotic on both sides, right? And Trevor radioed up top to our goalie coach, Marco, and he made the call it was a very quick call, too. He said, no, keep him in. Okay, let's move on.
So that was compliments of TSN 690 in Montreal. There's more that went on to it. They did not have it on social media, but I read it. And Marty St. Louis goes on to say that he's got the goalie coach. He's got to empower the ones in those positions to do their job correctly. Mm-hmm. And that really resonated for me because it's not just sports, it's life. If you don't trust the people that you've hired to do the job for you and to speak their opinion and give you their best judgment, what are you doing? Here we have Marty St. Louis, who's coaching one of the most popular franchises in the history of the game, the most Stanley Cups in the history of the NHL in Montreal. And here he is, the head coach. He's a Hall of Famer. Whatever he does, he's French-Canadian, he's a Hall of Famer, he's won a Stanley Cup, nobody's going to doubt him. What does he do? He defers to the guy he hired to do the job. And so this conversation for me is no longer about the result on the ice. This conversation for me is about, that's a leader. That's a true leader. Because just like any walk of life, like our boss here, like Mike Ryder, if he doesn't trust us to put on a great show, if he's in here telling us what to say, like, okay, I'll put my time in, but you're not getting anything extra out of me. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really a cool moment. And Marty St. Louis has had some of the best press conferences that I've seen like post games this year in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Paul Maurice used to be my favorite, and he is because he's so philosophical. But Marty St. Louis, what he says is so honest, to the point, and makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. Like when you hear things like that, imagine how his players feel. Like he was talking about Kirby Dach earlier in the series and Demidov last night. He said, listen, Kirby Dach earlier in the series, he's a good player. He made a mistake. That's how goals happen. If nobody made mistakes, there'd be no score.
Right.
So he's like, I trust him to do his job the next time around because history tells me he doesn't make that mistake. Mm-hmm. You're like, wow. As a player, you hear that through the media, you're like, well, Coach, where do you want the bodies buried?
Right.
Like, And Demidov, great young player, star, scorer, hasn't scored a goal at all in the playoffs. They're in round 2. Not one goal. And he plays every power play. Scores a goal last night. Marty St. Louis says, he's been doing great things. Mm-hmm. He's had a great playoff so far. I wasn't worried about him. It's nice to see that he scored, but there's so many things that he does well out there. He controls our power play. He's great defensively. He gives the effort. It was only a matter of time, so I wasn't worried about him.
Yeah.
You hear that, you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's a coach that has it's a boss that has the backing of his players. Their backs. He's making sure that he's delegating, so his coaching staff has his back as well. He's letting guys that he, like you said, who he hired, do the job that he hired them to do. And he's not micromanaging anything. He's there if they need him. And he's also, too, if you heard him, he said, ultimately it's my decision, which is him taking accountability. If things go wrong, he knows it's on him.
And he wants the media to know
it's on
whatever
him.
The decision ends up being,
it's my decision.
The last word is me.
Yeah.
So don't you go looking at my coaches. You come to me. And, you learn a lot. I read a book a long time ago. It's called The 1 Minute Manager. 20-some years ago. I actually read a book. It's true.
I believe that.
And I learned so much from that book, which a lot of this that we're talking about now. And I try to apply that with some of the businesses that I run and own, is when you hire people, here's your job description and let them do their friggin' job. Don't hover over them. You're okay to be the CEO. If you notice something, hey guys, let's try this, But otherwise, man, if you let people do what they're supposed to do, there's buy-in, there's, they feel like there's skin in the game, and that's where you get the best results. And so Marty St. Louis doing what he's doing right now, this is why the Canadians are where they're at right now.
Absolutely.
I'm convinced.
That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford runs in for Andrew Marsh. Carey will be back with us on Monday. Game 6, by the way, is tomorrow between the Canadians and Sabres. We've got the pregame for you at 6:30. We've got the puck drop at 7. So if you're out and about, you can't watch the game live, but you want to listen to it live, we got you covered on 101 ESPN. Again, 6:30 pregame, Game 6, Canadian Sabres, puck drop at 7, right here on 101 ESPN. Bradford Braun says, what's trending for you next in the Fast Lane?
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Hey, we got Game 4, the 4th home game, not the 4th week, but the 4th home game for the Battlehawks tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. 2 p.m., Battlehawks and the Houston Gamblers. The Battlehawks can clinch a playoff spot with a win, and boy, what a fun afternoon it's going to be. And it's going to be an honorable one, too, because they've got their hats off to heroes, celebrating those that serve our country and our community. They have a 9/11 World Trade Center survivor and Gold Star mom presenting the game ball. They have a U.S. Navy re-enlistment ceremony, and Chris Berman, of course, of ESPN, will do the opening coin toss. So if you want to go to the game and you want to bring the family, they got the combo. You like that, Jamie? Your ticket to the game day flavor, hot dog, chips, and a drink for $30. Again, the ticket, hot dog, chips, and a drink for only $30. You got that combo. You can go see the Battlehawks take on the Gamblers. Feed the flock for Battlehawks football. Just visit UFLBattlehawks.com for details. Again, that's UFLBattlehawks.com.
Caw-caw!
hear from you. Use the Scott Lee Mic Drop feature on the 101 mobile app. Give us your opinion on anything St. Louis sports with a mic drop.
Brought to you by the Scott Lee Heating Company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
Kansas City comes to Busch. Good afternoon. It's Bradford Bruns with a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Tonight at 7:15, the Royals and Cardinals kick off a 3-game set downtown at Busch Stadium. This coming on the heels of the Cardinals' victory 5-4 over the A's yesterday, ensuring them of 2 wins in that 3-game set against the Athletics. Tonight's pitching matchup will pit Dustin May from the right side against old friend Michael Wacha. NHL postseason picture is idle tonight, but tomorrow, Montreal with that closeout opportunity for that matter versus Buffalo yesterday. Vegas, of course, eliminating Anaheim. This Sports Center update has been brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back into the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN on a Friday. Bradford Bruns, Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers with you, where it is time for What's Trending Now. Gentlemen, last night producing quite the barn burner in game number 2 of the Atlantic Division Finals between the Thunderbirds and the Penguins. If you're talking about that third period
Let's
and
go Birds!
beyond, because the Blues' top affiliate faced, the 3-0 deficit, 1-0 hole in the series. The season is all but on the brink, and then the wave of offense arriving. 3 unanswered goals in the third period alone, setting the table for heroics in OT.
Could be numbers here. Koskamaki across to Thomas. Akil Thomas misses the net, and it goes in. They score! Akil Thomas has completed the comeback off the end boards, off Murashov and in. Some billiard magic in overtime. These teamers just do not die.
Excitement galore, and rightfully so from Ryan Smith on the call on 101 ESPN. Guys, apparently you can't put this team away because Springfield, for the second consecutive round, Jamie has seized that home ice advantage from the superior seed in the Calder Cup playoffs. Now we do have a bit of a break, though, not until Tuesday when these two teams reconvene.
Yeah, that's it. Well, welcome to the minors for you. You you work around everything else in town, especially this time of year, because nobody banks on the team being in the playoffs. You can't.
Right.
You got to book your schedule. And also, travel comes into it. And what nights can you get people in the building?
Sure.
All of those things matter, but it doesn't matter. You get a couple extra days rest. So, what Steve Ott is doing in Springfield, right now, Larry Plow and Alex Steen should be high-fiving him and thanking him. The culture he's creating is incredible. Every guy who's been in that lineup or out of the lineup, there's a full buy-in. Listening to different things, talking to different people around the organization, even guys that are healthy scratch still feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah. Because
they know when they play, they're getting meaningful minutes, and Steve Ott is telling them, that 7 minutes that you played was extremely valuable. Here's all the things that happened in those 7 minutes. We just talked about this. We just talked about Marty St. Louis.
Sure.
Steve Ott is doing that right now. He's creating a culture. These guys, they just don't go away. They don't go away. No, you're right. So Kaskamaki, Lindstein, Carbonneau, Juracek, go down. Those guys will be here someday, sooner than later, hopefully. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're bringing with them. So if you didn't have that in your lineup before, or you felt like that's something you were lacking, you're getting an influx of it coming up through Steve Ott and the Springfield Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
It really is wild to see what's going on. It's so much fun.
Now, last night, among the healthy scratches, you had none other than Justin Carbonneau.
Yep.
So before puck drop, obviously Springfield has had a squad riddled with injuries. That is certainly the case right now. But before the game, take us through the process of what Steve Ott may have been considering, all things considered, when you opt to make that decision after his first 2 games.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. The kid's coming from junior hockey, so I've been trying to tell people for months now.
Sure.
It's a different world. And he just finished playing junior hockey, and now he's thrust into the third round of the playoffs against some of the best teams that are left, some of the best players that are left in the American Hockey League. Doesn't really know his teammates, doesn't really know the systems, hasn't really been on the power play. It's like, so...
Head spinning.
Yeah, if I'm Steve Ott, I'm like, hey, Carbo, relax. We're going to sit you out this game. We got a big break between this game and Tuesday. We're going to get to work. We're going to get on the video. We're going to get on the ice. We're going to work the power play. You're going to be a part of this. Trust me. You just got to catch up a little bit. No big deal. It's really no big deal.
Does that make what Adam Juracek has been able to accomplish in short order on the blue line, no less, that much more impressive?
Yeah, but, I also felt like Juracek is closer to being a National Hockey Leaguer than I'd have Carbonneau. I've been steadfast on that. There's a lot of people that have Carbonneau anointed to be the second-line right winger next year in the NHL. I do not.
Second line, that's lofty. Woo!
Bradford, I've heard some things.
Well, the people want it. I know.
Like, people are like, well, I don't care how bad he is. I just want to play second line. See how many goals he's got.
And then when he struggles, they want him gone.
And again,
another miss.
Doug Armstrong has said it before. The team cannot do a disservice to the player just because the team wants to speed it along.
Right.
I think this is great. I think Justin Carbonneau is still going to be a big part of this Calder Cup run for the Thunderbirds. He's just got to get his legs under him. He's got to learn the game. He's got to learn his teammates, learn the coaches, learn the city, like everything. His head is spinning right now. French Canadian, he's not in Quebec anymore either. So everybody's humming around in English. Like, things are happening fast, man, for this kid. So it's okay to pump the brakes. Steve Ott made a great decision. I guarantee you he explained it thoroughly to the player. And now the player, his job, Carbonneau's job, is to buy in, do the work, and the next time he gets in, you force the coach to not take you out.
In an event, the series knotted at 1-1. We will have Game 3 next Tuesday night, 5:50 pregame, puck drop at 6:05 right here on 101 ESPN. Jamie, we're going to talk some hoops, my friend, because I am in the studio. You should have expected as much. Hey, we're not getting into LeBron territory. I promise you that. Rest assured. But
we saw what he did.
We're going to... We'll save it. We will, however, proceed down that Mizzou and SLU road for good reason, because multiple outlets, guys, reporting that the Tigers and Billikens nearing the completion of a 3-year deal to resume basketball matchups. Now, the two schools haven't played since all the way back in 2001. And the first installment of what right now it's a proposed trio of games coming up. It would happen as soon as this November. Mizzou, of course, already has non-conference tilts scheduled against Illinois, as per usual, against Howard. And then also Marquette could be on the horizon too. It's definitely part of the process of trying to beef up that non-SEC schedule for which this team has been maligned in recent years. I look at it all the way around as a win-win for Mizzou, for SLU, and the basketball community altogether.
I've never understood this. As a Canadian kid coming down to the wonderful US of A, I've never understood why these teams don't play. Like, the fear. It's like, to me, it's like boxing. When you got a guy who's ducking an opponent. Yeah. Well, why you duck? Yeah, it'd be a hell of a fight. Yeah, but I might lose, and it's not good for my record.
Right.
And so I've always thought, and it's probably too much of a massive undertaking, I don't know. However, with AI the way it is now, probably wouldn't be that hard for the NCAA to say, guess what? We're scheduling your games. Click of the mouse. Here's who you play. Deal with it. Deal with it. You're getting this many conference games, this many non-conference, and your opponents could be anybody. But geographically, for the league, for the teams, for the fans, it makes all the sense in the world for Mizzou to play Illinois every year, for Mizzou to play SLU, especially now SLU's back on the map, okay? When it was a blood donor game, you're like, okay, maybe not do that. But play your rivals, man, because that's what we want to see. You don't think, I will, if I can be there, I will be in attendance for that game. I will be, because I want to see it. I think it'd be fun.
I think it's fabulous because you've got potentially back-to-back months downtown. You have SLU and Mizzou reigniting that rivalry of sorts. You have the bragging rights game later the following month. That's all good stuff. If you're a Mizzou fan around here wanting to see Jason Crow Jr., wanting to see Bryson Tiller, all of those parts, it's exciting stuff. And obviously with the rise of SLU too, what I have to wonder, though, Jamie, is as great as that sounds to be able to almost have a computer-based system setting up all of these respective schools' schedules. That would be great in theory, but you can't totally do away with the blood donor games because if these schools are classified at D1,
all you can do is punch into the computer.
It's true, but that's how they make some money. That's how they make that money.
Games against this opponent. You know, and trust me, the AI, I can pull it up. I can tell the AI right now, make me a Mizzou schedule, and it will do that for me. It's crazy. It's a wonderful thing. You should try it out sometime. I know he does. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think, yes, I understand the blood donor games and all that stuff, but I still think there's probably a solution for that to where at least you wouldn't get the same blood donor games every year. You'd still get a blood donor game from teams that are in that bracket. Maybe.
Are you willing to give Coach Gates some props, a little love right now, trying to beef up that schedule? He's been maligned for that.
You mean trying to save his job by playing real opponents? Oh. Yeah, I credit him for that.
The field has expanded.
Takes guts. No, listen, I don't really have a problem. I don't have a personal problem with him at all. My problem is the results that he's gotten so far. I'm just, and we hear all the hype, and we'll see.
One tournament win in his first season. That's undeniable. It's true. I'll grant you that.
Yeah. Once he gets to 2, call me.
See, we can play nicely on this topic.
There you go.
I'm just happy they're playing SLU. I think it's awesome.
I do too. I think it's great. All right, that's what's trending. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. When teammates attack teammates.
Oh.
Yeah, and a really good teammate too.
Oh.
Culture, not great for one specific team. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Tonight, it's an NBA playoff doubleheader. Cavaliers and Pistons, followed by Timberwolves and Spurs. Coverage begins at 5:30. Your home for the NBA is 101 ESPN. Love TMA? Then nominate yourself to be the Morning After Listener of the Month, and you could be selected and score a Form Energy prize pack. Sign up now at 101ESPN.com or TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club is presented by Form Energy. We do the work. You're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Then on 101 ESPN. So we had some teammate on teammate crime last night. as one specific player, Miles Turner, went after the Greek Freak.
Like physically?
Yeah, nope. With his words, he singled out Giannis Antetokounmpo for taking advantage of a situation in Milwaukee that has gotten, would you say, lackluster to some degree? Culture has broken down.
Still, downright terrible.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
Here is, of course, Doc being Doc Rivers. Here is Miles Turner, along with Brianna Stewart of the New York Liberty. They've got a podcast called Game Recognized Game. And this is Miles Turner talking about the situation in Milwaukee. Of course, Miles Turner signed with the Bucks, 4-year contract coming over from Indiana. Here's Miles Turner with some poignant comments.
Guys were late all the time. Guys were, showing up to film whenever they want to show up. Guys were missing meetings. Like, that was one of the crazy things I personally ever experienced. We literally, if the plane took off at 2 o'clock, we weren't leaving until 4:30. I'm being so serious, bro. It was crazy, dog. Guys were an hour late to the plane. It got to the point where I knew not to show up until like an hour after they said the plane was taking off. It was crazy.
So who's the teammate that's most likely to be late? Well, all of yours, obviously, because nobody gets fined.
Giannis is going to show up whenever he wants, really, I think that it's kind of just came with the territory at that. And once I kind of saw what was going down, I was like, hey, man, more power to you. They ain't going to fine you. Just do what you do.
Again, that was Miles Turner. A couple of things that he mentioned. He said that, one, guys were late all the time. So guys were showing up to film whenever they wanted to show up. Guys were missing meetings. It was one of the craziest things I personally ever experienced. When Brianna Stewart of the New York Liberty asked him, well, who's most likely to be late? He flat out said Giannis. So Giannis is going to show up whenever he wants, really. I think that this kind of just came with the territory that once I saw what was going down, I was like, hey, man, more power to you. They ain't going to fine you, blank. Do what you do. We just got done talking about the culture in Montreal with St. Louis. We also yesterday, or the day before, had a whole breakdown of what the Thunder have done under Sam Presti and their superstar, SGA, who is a superstar in skill, but does not act like a superstar anywhere else. Somebody that is all about the team, and in return, the Thunder are all about team and the culture that they have built. And it has turned into what we all think is going to be a dynasty, whether it's a mini dynasty or a long-term dynasty. The Thunder, who could win this year, if they win next year, would be a dynasty. They're rolling. And then you have one of the most talented players that we have seen in this generation being called out by a teammate for being perpetually late. I don't know how you build a culture, a strong winning culture in sports or business, if your star player is setting the tone that being late is okay, that the details don't matter. Tom Brady, Tim Duncan, those guys that were coached hard in film and on the field or court, setting the example of, if I'm doing it, you're going to do it. He and Miles Turner flat out saying, yeah, I wouldn't show up until like an hour later to get on the plane because I knew these guys weren't going to be there. You wonder how a team so as talented as Milwaukee has been falls apart. This is how.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Like, I've played with Wayne Gretzky. He's a teammate, the greatest player to ever play hockey. There's no way. He first of all, Wayne was a class act, a leader, a man of men. Like, just like Brett Hull, for as quirky as on time. You respect the game. You respect your teammates, because right now what Giannis is doing is just completely disrespecting everybody. Like, it's like if we have a business meeting and I show up 25 minutes late, but everybody else showed up on time, I'm disrespecting and I'm devaluing their time.
Mm-hmm.
What a scumbag. Like, what
and
are
you're
you
saying it's about me.
It's about me.
Giannis is saying this is about me. Why are you late
to a traffic accident? No, I couldn't get here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's got to be some self-policing on that team. Like at some point you got to talk to the coach or the GM, somebody. It's not like ratting out your teammate, but somebody who has enough balls needs to go up and say, listen, this ain't working. Like, we're either going to have a mutiny inside that locker room where stuff is going to go down, or like you got to step in. And what we got to do is the plane has to leave. If it's 2:30, it leaves at 2:29. If they're not on it, you leave them. He's got enough money to get a charter on his own. Get your ass up there on your own then. We're not waiting for you. And you suspend him for the next game. You make him pay his own money, fly him up there, and you sit him. Because you're not above the team. It's wild for me to hear those stories. And if he doesn't like it, decides, I don't want to play, trade me, good. Good. I know he's a great player, but he's ruining your franchise.
Yep.
Who was the very first person, though, referenced in that clip? It was the head coach, Doc Rivers. And the fact of the matter is that for years now, this organization, in 2021, this franchise won the NBA Finals. And you decided not even 2 years after that, okay, we're moving on from Mike Budenholzer. So you hire a guy in Adrian Griffin who proceeded to go 30-13 when Damian Lillard was also brought to town. And that wasn't good enough. You went with somebody with playoff pedigree, except he's never had, with the exception of obviously those Boston teams led by Garnett, Pierce, etc., postseason success. Had been out of the game, and now the culture basically completely goes to shreds. And with Giannis as the front runner there, with him being away for the team for prolonged stretches and so forth, you understand how it could deteriorate like that so quickly. But also, I think it's very convenient. And it's something, it's a device, it's a platform, it's what athletes have, it's their prerogative, whatever, in this day and age. We're hearing from a 10-year veteran in Miles Turner, who has the ability to control the narrative, who has the ability to communicate with his audience. And yet he is readily admitting that he is basically falling in line, falling in step with the rest of the habits that are being perpetuated there in Milwaukee. Oh, I learned, okay, I was cool with it essentially, that I knew to show up an hour late. What does that say about personal accountability and trying to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem there too? That has not been mentioned.
No, but here's what happens with that is people just grow tired, Bradford. So let's say plane's at 2 and personal accountability. I'm there. I'm on the plane at 1:45. I'm on the plane at 1:30. But the plane sits there for 2.5 more hours every single time. At some point, you go, screw this. Nobody cares. Why should I care?
It's his first year, though. He was brought in to be more of that stabilizing presence, right?
Bradford.
He took the money. He wanted to be that guy.
You're going to sit there for 2 hours on a plane every single time?
Not saying it's going to make you happy, but you are looked at as a linchpin of this team, too.
Well, then, hey, I'm just telling you, the problem is not the young kid. The young kid, the first-year guy, he's been brought in there, he's not the problem.
Miles Turner's been there for a decade, though, in the league, I should say.
But I'm saying Miles Turner, he's not the problem. He's not. He's reacting to the problem.
Sure.
The problem is what you've let happen leading up to that point.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm sure Miles Turner feels like he can't address it in the locker room because it's been made known that Giannis is the guy.
Right.
So then what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, I understand. Well, you show up your county, you do your Great. Good for you.
Yep.
The plane still ain't going anywhere.
Right. I'm with you.
And Giannis, he ain't going anywhere either until they decide they've had enough of him.
And there's been trade rumors circulating around Giannis for at least 2 years. So it's a fast lane on 101 at ESPN. Bradford Bruns, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Lineup is out against the Royals, so we'll play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
The Spread Zone, where sports betting meets reckless optimism, questionable logic, and the occasional stroke of genius. With hosts Anthony Stalter, Tim McKernan, and Scott Rizzuto. Check out the latest from the Spread Zone at 101ESPN.com or the 101 mobile app. The Spread Zone is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation, here to tell you about an organization that's near and dear to our company, Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight flies veterans to Washington, D.C. for free for a day of honor at our nation's memorials. If you know a veteran, sign them up for their honor flight today at gsl-honorflight.org. Or to help support their mission, visit gsl-honorflight.org. And don't forget, for HVAC and insulation services, visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Well, if you're a homeowner and you have ever looked at your kitchen, you thought to yourself, man, this space just doesn't work for us anymore. Maybe it's outdated. Maybe it's after a gathering and everybody winds up in the kitchen and you're like, man, the space is too small. Well, then you need to call my friends at Mosby Building Arts, especially between now, May 15th, and the end of the month, May 31st. Because they've got their May Freebies event going on at Mosby, and you can get a free tile backsplash with your kitchen remodel. Again, a free tile backsplash with your kitchen remodel, or you can take 5% off instead. You're talking about custom design, expert craftsmanship, and one team handling it all. That's one of the best aspects of working with Mosby Building Arts, which I've done in my home a couple of times now. You get your own team. You get your own team of contractors. You get your own team of plumbers. You get your own team of cabinet people. Everybody is under one roof at Mosby. And it's not a situation where they've got a bunch of different contractors that they just, work with and they're familiar with. And no, this is all Mosby employees that go to your home to make sure that they're working on one project and one project alone, especially when if it's a big remodel like a kitchen. Way less stress than you'd expect. Visit callmosby.com. You can work on a free brainstorming session with the Mosby team, who are all fantastic. Or you can call 314-909-1800. Again, 314-909-1800. Just call. You don't have to have your remodel done by May 31st of 2026. But you need to call before then to set up the remodel to take advantage of either the free tile backsplash or 5% off your entire project. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Stan Musial, he missed a season in his prime to serve his country in the Navy.
Honor a legend on Saturday, May 16th, when the Cardinals face the Kansas City Royals. Fans can secure a Stan Musial military bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola and Redbirds. This patriotic collectible celebrates Stan's Hall of Fame career and his service to our country. A true symbol of character on and off the field. A tribute worth displaying and remembering. Don't miss it. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis. 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return. Two former pros and one average Joe. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Carey Davis will be back with us on Monday. Time to play the lineup game here on 101 ESPN as the Cardinals open up a new series with the in-state rival, the Kansas City Royals.
Scumbags.
Those scumbags. Michael Walker will toe the rubber for the Royals.
Little walks.
Versus Dustin May. Michael Walker, of course, a right-hander. Jamie?
Yes, he is.
There could be, we thought there might be some roster moves with the lineup being out. I doubt we'll see anything today. So, without further ado, Jamie, why don't we kick this thing off, man?
Can you please show us J.J. Witherholt?
What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
I sure would.
Bradford, go ahead and show us Ivan Herrera.
What's your favorite position?
Designated hitter.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
While you're at it, Bradford, won't you show us Alec Burleson?
He's not some magic star.
What? You're insane. He's a huge star at this specific sliver of time.
Okay. Show us Jordan Walker.
That one touched the ground. That one touched the ground. Yeah. What's going on there?
I'm just fixing something that's been bugging me.
Wait a minute. What have we here?
So RHP, do they go back to Gorman here?
I would say yes after a right-hander.
I agree.
Or with a right-hander on the hill.
I agree.
Yep.
Bradford, please show us Nolan Gorman.
We need 38 home runs, 120 RBIs.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
All right, Mason Wynn here.
Yeah, go for it.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Shortstop. That's right. Now and forever. Forever and ever, shortstop.
We aren't in the top 10.
Wait. This is bull.
He's the best in the business.
Best arm in baseball.
All right, where do you think we're going here?
I mean, it's got to be Church.
But again, we always have to ask this question. Is Herrera catching or not?
No.
Okay. Who's on the bump for us again?
Dustin May.
Dustin May. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'd say Nathan Church. Bradford, can you please take us to church?
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones.
Paz.
Your guy.
Show us Pedro Paez.
Now, you see what I did there, kids? I didn't even try to go for that ball. Most coaches will tell you, drop down, try to block the ball, but that's dumb. This position is called catcher. It ain't called drop and block the ball like a
Is Victor Scott in, or is this Fermin or something like that, and Nathan Church is playing center field?
It could be, but after hitting the home run yesterday, I think Victor Scott's in it.
I think he's going to get at least game one here to keep this going.
I'm with you.
Show us Victor Scott II.
Feels good going fast.
I guess I was going about
Perfect
65 tops.
It's a perfect lineup, Jamie.
You know what? We should just go to National. We're leaving.
We'll suspend ourselves.
It's in the bylaws, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be.
We have a perfect lineup. We have the option. And if it's over 70 degrees and sunny outside, it's a very specific option, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie, I think the bottom line is I think you're right. Period. Bradford, go ahead and run it.
The fast lane batting 1,000 on this Friday, May the 15th. Leading off and playing second base, it is the rookie sensation, J.J. Weatherholt. DH, Ivan Herrera, followed by first baseman Alec Burleson. Batting cleanup and in right field is Jordan Walker. Then it's third baseman Nolan Gorman. Shortstop Mason Wynn. Your left fielder and batting seventh is Nathan Church, followed by catcher Pedro Paez. And then the center fielder, the powered up Victor Scott II.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
All right. Bradford, do you have the latest home run standings?
Well, nothing obviously changed yesterday, guys, because, of course, we had the afternoon affair there. So all standings remaining the same. It was Marshy jumping out to a pretty big edge, was it not, to begin the
So let's
month?
see here. I believe, if I can pull up our Google Doc, I believe Marsh was in the lead. Okay, those are the goals. Got it. All right, Marsh with 8. I have 6. Jamie has 5, Carey has 3, and Bradford Browns has 1.
Yes.
After you had Alec Burleson the one time. All right, did Marsh send us his home run? No.
Crickets from Marshy.
Okay. And with him being in the lead, I've got no problem giving him
Yoel Poso.
Poso off the bench.
Yeah.
Poso off the bench.
Could be an option tonight. He's suddenly hot.
Okay. I will take... No, just go ahead and give me Jordan Walker. Jamie, you're up.
Ivan Herrera.
Okay.
At some point, he's got to hit one.
I hear you.
No?
Yes. All right.
Maybe. Carey picked Walker. You got Walker. His next pick was Gorman.
Gorman Fisherman. All right, Bradford.
Let's make it 2 in a row. Lift off with that big Burley against Michael Wacha. Alec Burleson it is.
Okay, there you have it.
I don't hate it.
That's your lineup game. That's the home run derby. So, again, Jamie's got Ivan Herrera. I have Jordan Walker. Carey's got Nolan Gorman. Marsh has been stuck with Poso off the bench. And our guy Bradford Brown's trying to double up with Alec Burleson.
Why do you think Herrera's not hitting the long ball this year? Because he's obviously hitting well. So you can't complain about his production overall. Double, single, double, walk. Like, he is on base all the time. And clutch. Yesterday, clutch hit again. But where's the power?
Is he that threat, though? Is he the guy we saw during the first month plus last season? And toward the tail end, yes, I will admit as well.
That's kind of what he always has been, is that power.
He's always struck me, though, as more of a line drive, gap-to-gap guy. I think
more than what he's doing right now, Brad.
That's true. But he's
by accident, he should have run into a few more.
No, he's been so highly selective for one, even in the early stages of the season when he wasn't necessarily hitting for average, period. What did you see? He was consistently getting on base regardless. Yeah. That's a real...
I'm not mad about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just sort of scratching my head going like, this is a guy that was touching seats a lot, and now he's barely touching seats. Was he got 2 home runs this year?
He has, on the season, he's got 4.
4, okay.
He had 19 last year.
But it doesn't seem that way, does it?
It feels like...
Yeah, gotten to 4.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the baseball savant. You know, they'll track whether or not
in the ballparks.
Yeah, depending on what ballpark it is. You know, if it's a home run.
But a lot of his aren't even close. Like they're line drive doubles, which is great. Again, nothing wrong with that. But a lot of them aren't like the high fly to the warning track where in Boston that'd have been gone.
Right.
It's not like that. Like he's hitting it on the screws, but it's just doubles.
Yeah. No, I get you. I do.
So I don't know. It's not it's not like I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I've picked him 100,000 times and he hasn't hit one yet.
Well, maybe you're the difference.
Well, maybe you know what? Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah, I think we both realized that at the same time,
I've been told
Jamie.
that a few times in my life.
Yeah, maybe you're the problem.
Maybe you're the problem. By the way, your bags are packed.
You're out.
You're headed off to Boston.
I don't want to be the pessimist, but last season, at the major league level, obviously, it was his career high, regardless of level, with 19. He almost hit 20. I think it definitely heightened the expectations. But if you look at the sample size, if you look at all of the numbers gathered, accumulated in Memphis, in Springfield, he never hit more than 17. So I just wonder exactly how he profiles down the road. I don't frankly care.
If he profiles exactly what he's doing now, I'm fine with that.
I don't care if he's 20 to 25, driving in runs and obviously lifting that average, getting on base constantly. That's okay for me.
Yeah.
But on the other end of the spectrum, if you still think there's more to be extracted in the power department, well, that, I think, just amplifies your hopes for the offense that much more throughout the summer.
I agree. And if I'm the Cardinals, honestly, I'm not saying a damn word to the guy. I'm not. Because last thing you want is Herrera to change his batting approach, looking to touch seats every time, and he starts to dip. I'm not saying a word to this guy.
I agree.
He's been so good, so productive, so consistent that you just let him work his way through it. I think eventually he's going to find a hot streak where he hits, 5 or 6 in the span of 13 or 14 games. But this hasn't happened yet.
No. I found...
You know what, Anthony? I'm pissed off because my home run game has suffered.
I'm sorry.
Because of Ivan.
Well, I think it all goes back to Carey's convincing us that it was Ivan as opposed to
Jordan
Ivan.
Walker called him I.
Yeah.
Oh, my boy I over here. Oh, it must be Ivan.
I thought you guys had dropped that thread. No?
No,
Still
we
hanging
did.
on to it?
Oh, no, we did.
We
But
dropped it.
But we could still blame him.
I'm going to blame Carey.
Free for us
anytime
even
I can.
going down that route.
Especially today. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's more fun when he's here, though, quite honestly.
Very true. But
I like
you know
to
what?
see him react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he gets angry.
He does. He gets very fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He gets those snot bubbles.
It's
not very attractive, however, it's funny.
It's kind of crazy, yeah. Why don't we do our Sports Six-Pack Part 1, 314-399-9646. It's our Air Comfort Service text line, so start to send in your Sports Six-Pack questions. We'll get to those next on 101 ESPN.
Well, my friends over at Circus Sports, man, they just keep doing amazing things. I've talked about it several times. That Derek Stevens, the owner and creator of Circus Sports, he wanted to create the world's largest sports book, and he did so in Las Vegas, Nevada. But that's not the only place. It's available in the palm of your hand. That's right. Thanks to modern technology and a little thing called the app, Circus Sports is available on any of your mobile devices that you've got. Just go to the App Store, Google Play Store, punch in Circus Sports. You got to scroll around a little bit, find the white logo. That one's designated for the state of Missouri. And then you get on there, you sign up. It's super user-friendly, very easy to get involved. And then once you're in, man, things are great. You think you got a winner for the NBA, a champion? Get in there and get on the futures bet. Player props, all kinds of player props are available. You can put together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leg parlays. It's unbelievable what they can do over at Circus Sports, and they always have the best odds of any app that is out there. So please do not hesitate. Download the app. It is sports betting the way it should be. For any other information, you can always visit circusports.com. Again, that's circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Vehicles priced under $20,000. Payments below $300 a month. At the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton. It's not a dream. New and pre-owned vehicles, all with just $1 down. Only the best SUVs, cars, plus North County's newest and largest pickup truck and Wrangler inventory. Some are already lifted. Most come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The Frank Lita Automotive Outlet has it all. Only the best Chevys, Fords, Chryslers, Dodge, Jeeps, Hondas, Toyotas, Kias, Hyundais, Mitsubishis, even BMWs and Mercedes. Don't worry about credit. Just ask for credit amnesty. If you've got a job and a dime, you're right. We want your trade, regardless of make, model, condition, or balance owed. Vehicles under $20,000. Payments under $300 a month. We have the vehicle to fit almost any budget at the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton. Yes, Lita.com. Yes, Lita.com.
23 Nissan Altima, 17,416. Dime down, $280 a month, 72 months at 5% APR, plus tax, tag, title to qualified buyers.
Buckle up. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Bradford Bruns is in for Andrew Marsh. Jamie Rivers here as well. Carey Davis will be back with us on Monday. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody joining us. Time for part one of the Sports Six-Pack. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Bradford, fire away.
Question number one.
Stoltz, I was a little confused by this one, and then I did some research on the area code. From the 217, which team in Major League Baseball has been the biggest surprise so far in 2026, and why is that team the White Sox?
It's funny. I was going to say, can we eliminate the Cardinals from the discussion? Because if we can eliminate the Cardinals from the discussion,
we have to.
The Chicago White Sox are by far the biggest surprise in Major League Baseball. This is a team that has been just horrible year in after year out. And they're actually they're kind of like the Cardinals version in the American League. Not playing as well, but they are a fun team to watch. Murray-Kama has been great. Randall Grichuk, our old friend, has given them a bit of a spark.
Oh, yeah.
The pitching has got a couple of young guys that have been entertaining, whether that's Davis Martin or Sean Burke. Anthony Kay recently just had a decent outing. Noah Schultz has been very good for them. They've been fun, and they're a young team, and they're kind of pesky. And they hammered the Royals last night, and the Royals had one of their better pitchers on the bump in Chris Bubich.
Yeah.
So, again, White Sox, I think the White Sox are clearly outside of the Cardinals. We're going to eliminate them. And from a good standpoint, they're clearly the biggest surprise in baseball.
Yeah, Murakami has been a revelation since the season began, since he came over. I'll give you a surprise from a disappointing standpoint as well. When you talk about the AL West at large, obviously you just took 2 of 3 from the Athletics, who are somehow, some way, no disrespect here, I guess it is though, in first place in that division. How about the Seattle Mariners? Guys, a team that everybody had earmarked to go deep into the postseason. There's still a lot of season left, obviously, but right now scuffling along at 22-23. Cal Raleigh obviously just hit the IL, hadn't been hitting whatsoever even prior to that ailment. Yeah, you've been banged up, dinged up with the injuries, but considering the sheer talent on that team, in that organization, it surprises me a great deal.
No, I agree with that as well. Yeah, even though, like you said, the Cardinals just took 2 of 3 from them. The A's being 22 and 21 in that division.
Yeah,
Houston just, bottoming out. They look wretched. They've dropped 7 of their last 10. They're 17 and 28. Their offense has all but disappeared. Yeah, they have that division has looked completely different than what it has been over the last 5, 6, 7 years. With the A's now being atop.
One customary fact, though, even though Mike Trout has turned back the clock a bit, LA still stinks.
They stink.
Terrible.
Absolutely. I guess, Bradford, too, we'd be remiss if we didn't give the Rays a little love.
Oh, yeah.
28 and 14, plus 22 run differential, 8 and 2, and they're winning in Rays type ways. Like their offense, not great, but their bullpen, excellent. Some of their starters, including Nick Martinez, have been a big surprise. But that is a very smart organization that's been down over the last couple of years. And for them to be 28 and 14 in a division that includes the Yankees, the Orioles, the pennant-winning Blue Jays, and a Red Sox team, I think a lot of people thought were going to be much better than they are. That's impressive what the Rays have done.
Kevin Cash, for the win, just gets it done.
Question number 2.
Gentlemen from the Grant Francis Fan Club, to be an automatic lock for the Blues Hall of Fame, what is the point threshold that a player has to reach, or in the neighborhood? How high do you have to go, Jamie?
I don't know. I've been very vocal on these airwaves saying that I don't think it should be anything about points. Quite honestly, what impact did that player have on his era of Blues hockey? Because Bob Plager's a Blues Hall of Famer. You going to start worrying about his point totals? No. And so I think that they've gotten the obvious ones kind of out of the way here for Blues Hall of Fame. But, Barrett Jackman, he got inducted. He's not a points guy. So I don't think there's a point threshold. And in fact, I think the Blues have gotten a little sidetracked on some of the stuff, but they're doing a wonderful job. The fact that they have it up and running and that the event is such a success every year is awesome. Love being a part of it. Love being there as an alumni. The dinner is great. The speeches are fun. It's great to see all the guys. But to me, when you create a Hall of Fame for any franchise in any sport, what did that player bring to your franchise during their time period? Because, I think Tony Twist should be in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
What did he mean to the franchise at that time? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
The city knew they had the biggest badass in the league. Unfortunately, he got in a motorcycle accident. But, Kelly Chase goes in last year as a true blue.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Should have.
Absolutely.
And how many goals did he score? We're not talking about that. So, for me, Cardinals Hall of Fame, I loved seeing Al Rabovsky. It's about time.
Yeah.
What has Al done for the Cardinal in the community?
He's an ambassador for the club.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think it comes down to. It's not just what you did on the ice or on the field. What have you done for the organization, both on the ice, in the community, for the franchise, for the sport? Like, to me, it's several different arms of what it should be.
Couldn't agree more.
Question number 3.
Hey,
From the
Nick Martinez. I just mentioned him.
3-6, there he is.
Oh.
How about that? We'll stick with the ice for now, though, and go to the 636, which poses the question. Guys, next season, I've heard very little over the last few weeks about the status of Oscar Sundqvist. At the end of the day, is he a Blue, or does he go elsewhere for 26-27?
Well, I don't think he's going elsewhere as far as his desire to leave. I just don't think there's a roster spot for him. It's the way it is. I mean, Sonny is not coming off a career year. Most guys aren't. But, he's not getting any younger. He's, what is he here? Born in 1994. Quick math, Anthony, quick.
94?
Yeah.
Oh,
quick.
he is 31.
When is the actual birth date?
Oscar Sundqvist, 32.
There we go.
That was close.
Close enough.
You're close enough. You were in the ballpark. So 32 years old, you're getting a guy coming off a so-so season where he was scratched a ton down the stretch. He's had some serious injuries. He's slowed down. All of these things. I love Sonny. If I had a roster spot, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that he gets one. But you brought in Jack Finley. Jack Finley is 22 or 23 years old. Big, right-handed shot. Sonny's big, right-handed shot. Jack Finley. Jeff was his dad. Jack plays penalty kill. So does Oscar Sundqvist. Like, you see where I'm headed here?
Yeah.
The spot that you had has almost been given to someone else already. So I think it's great that Sonny's over at the World Championships right now. I think it's actually a must. You want to show people that you can play with some of the best players still, and hopefully that helps him solidify a contract. I know that Sonny is married to St. Louis, loves it here. His wife is from St. Louis. His daughter is here in St. Louis. Like, he wants to be here, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be here.
Agreed. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is coming up next. 314-399-9646. Again, is your comfort service text line. Keep those questions rolling in. We'll do part 2 of the Sports Six Pack next in the Fast Lane.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Our guy Stewie's on the line right now. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. And Stewie, we know that rates could be increasing, but you have an incredible program going on, the 1% program, in which you can tell listeners about right now.
Anthony, we know rates are going up, and this is a dilemma for those that are buying houses. So we have the solution. We believe very strongly that interest rates ultimately drop back. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you 1% below the prevailing rate for the first year you make your payments. Lock the rate in the 6s. Your first payment is going to be based on the 5s all the way throughout to the 12th month. This gives you an opportunity to improve your cash flow, for rates to calm down. You can refinance for free with the bagel loan anytime that you want. So it really is an opportunity to save a lot of money right now, get in the house of your dreams, and not have to worry about breaking the bank.
You got to call our guy Stewie, though. You hear all this great advice, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, it's Friday, work's finishing up. Don't procrastinate. Anthony, we tell him all the time, call our guy immediately. Can't help you. Yeah, he can't help you until you call him.
Exactly.
His personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, listen up. 314-324-4440.
Yeah, our guy Stewie's right now. He's sitting there waiting for you to call. In fact, we're going to get off the phone really quick so you can call him. Stewie, when you hear the phone ring, answer it, okay, buddy?
I'm always available. Have a great weekend, guys.
He's ready to go, absolutely.
If you can't remember the number, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. All right, thank you, Stewie.
Have a good one, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Tonight, it's an NBA playoff doubleheader. Cavaliers and Pistons, followed by Timberwolves and Spurs. Coverage begins at 5:30. Your home for the NBA is 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Redbirds face Waka on the rubber. Good afternoon, St. Louis. Bradford Bruns here with you for a Sports Center update presented by Saliga Heating and Cooling. In a shade over 3.5 hours, the Cardinals kick off a 3-game set downtown against the visiting Kansas City Royals. Former Cardinal Michael Waka will be on the round for KC, and countering for the Cardinals, none other than Dustin May. In the NHL tonight, all action idle on the postseason side. However, tomorrow, a closeout opportunity for the Canadians going up against the Sabres in game number 6 in the Eastern Conference. Westwise, Vegas eliminating Anaheim last night. Next week, Calder Cup playoffs resuming on 101 ESPN as Springfield is knotted at 1 game apiece in the Atlantic Division Finals against the Penguins. This Sports Center update was supplied by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the fast lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is right now, so you can keep those questions rolling in. 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service tax line. We continue our Sports Six Pack with question 4.
Question number 4.
A timely one, guys, from the 618. As next hour, we're actually going to hear from the Memphis play-by-play man, Alex Coil, joining us at 4:15. This texter, though, wants to know, Redbirds wise, who is the first outfielder you'd call up from AAA?
Oh, I don't know. Joshua Baez.
Yeah.
Does that work for you guys?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Why is that?
Well, Joshua Baez has done nothing but rake down in Memphis.
Really?
So I think I would go that route first.
You know, I heard that he could run quite a bit, too.
Yeah, a little
Maybe
bit.
a five-tool talent in the making.
You guys like five-tool players at all?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Average, not great, but who the hell hits for average anymore?
Wow.
234 average, but he's got 7 stolen bases to Bradford's point. He's got 9 home runs, which is second to only Jimmy Crooks, who's got 12. He's got a triple. He's got 6 doubles. These are all in 145 at-bats in 36 games. He's pretty good. Doubt they'll do it, though, because with Newt on the way at some point, it doesn't make sense to give Joshua Baez a cup of coffee right now.
And what is the really telling factor there as
He's
well?
not on the 26-man roster.
Service time.
Yep.
If he comes up for even that cup of coffee,
40-man.
You're compromising that, right? So you try to make do in the interim. Look, I don't think right now, especially given what we've seen in the past month or so, has the power cooled off from Nathan Church? Yes, it has. It always was going to do that. But you're making do just fine right now with the outfield arrangement you have, particularly if, and it's a big if, Victor Scott can actually reach base with some level of consistency.
I stand corrected. He is on the 40-man roster. I apologize. I got to be better. Joshua Baez on the 40-man.
Still want to see him.
I'll suspend myself. Jamie.
No, you should suspend me. I let you do it. It's my bad.
You know what you did?
I let you do it.
Right,
I
you're
didn't.
done.
I know.
You're done at 5. I don't want to hear it, Jamie.
I accept my fate.
You're done at 5.
I saw you leaning into that, and I should have stopped you.
Thank you. You knew, too.
I did. I knew you were going, and I knew you were wrong, and I let it happen.
But you know what? We build a good culture around here where we're not just going to call out teammates on our significant other's podcast. Okay?
This isn't Milwaukee.
This isn't Milwaukee. This is St. Louis.
It's not the Cream City.
Yeah. You're from Cincinnati, not Cleveland. Act like it. Do you remember that? Sam Weish, way back in the day?
Ooh.
He got on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
At the Bengals game.
Yes.
They're all throwing garbage and stuff in the field. He grabbed the mic. He goes, "You're from Cincinnati, not Cleveland."
Was he wrong?
No.
No. Did he endear himself to the Cleveland fan base?
100%.
No, he didn't.
Oh, Cleveland. No. Cincinnati, yes. No, he did not. Yeah. You're from South Ohio, not North Ohio.
Oh, man.
You act like it.
Yeah, there's a difference.
There's a big difference.
Question number 5.
From Mongo, gentlemen, what is a specific memory of an athletic event or an achievement you were able to have when you were a youth in sports?
The most memorable moment for me, maybe in my entire career, was playing in the World Junior Championship. It was 94, 95, probably the 95 World Championship, and the NHL was under lockout. So, and the tournament was in Canada. So all of the media, all the fans, everybody were watching this tournament. It's I think people know about it. It's the Olympics, basically, for kids under 20 years old. And we were the dream team, they called us, because we had a bunch of guys that were playing in the NHL that, because of the lockout, were sent back down to junior hockey. And we were playing a team from the Czech Republic. I think we just overlooked them. They were good. And we were tied with like under 5 minutes to go in the game. Like, we shouldn't have been tied. Like, it was one of those things. And Don Hay was our coach. I'll never forget. He comes down to me and he says, "Hey, I'm going to play you, but you can't take any chances up there." Because I was kind of a high-risk, high-reward player in junior hockey. And I got you, coach. Don't worry about it. And so then, like, with a minute and a half left in the game, or maybe a little more, 2 minutes left in the game, I pinched down the wall in the offensive zone. There's 3 guys behind me. If the puck gets past me, they've got a 3-on-1 against my partner. I managed to knock it out of the air. and I deke around a guy, take one stride, fire a goal, far side low blocker.
Nice.
20,000 people at the Calgary Saddle Dome. The place went nuts. Like I blacked out after I scored. Like it was crazy.
That's awesome.
And all of Canada's watching, all of the hockey world is watching, and we ended up winning the game because I got the game-winning goal. So for me, that was, and then we won the gold medal. So it was like a massive moment. It was really cool. I'll never forget it. Even when I watched the video, it's so funny because I remember everything until I score. And then after that, I can't remember. I still can't remember what the hell happened. I'm watching myself skate around the ice and like getting tackled by teammates, and I'm like, still don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
Blacked out in the best of ways.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
So I'm not going to be able to top that one. Two small ones. So when I was, I don't remember how old I was, but they put together a select baseball team out of our area to go down to Omaha, Nebraska. And kind of the best kids in the area. I was selected for it, which was awesome. So I was selected the back-to-back years that you could qualify. So we go down to Omaha, Nebraska, and that was the first time we got to like stay in a hotel, and we were rooming with parents were all on the same floor, but we were rooming with like our teammates, so we kind of felt like big leaguers. So that was really cool until the game started, Jamie, because there's these teams. I don't know if you heard of this state, Texas.
Yeah, those kids are pretty good usually.
Oh, they're playing year-round for starters. We are not in the Midwest.
That mercy rule comes into play.
Dude, I'm not sure that... You remember you talk about like the one team that you were playing minor league hockey that had the guy that came up, or maybe you were in juniors or something. The guy drove to the stadium. He had like the kid in the back seat.
Yeah, that's the guy they brought up to fight me.
Yes.
I was 15 years old, and they brought this 21-year-old man who had a wife and kids with him.
Right. It was kind of like that, where it's like, are these kids our age? 2 feet taller.
Did you check?
No, which is bad. Bad look for our coaches. Throwing absolute BBs at us. I think we won the first game of the tournament, and we thought we were hot blank. And then we played one of the many teams from Texas.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like 22-0 the first 2 innings. We couldn't get outs. They're hitting piss missiles at us.
They're throwing the sweepers.
Dude, I don't think I've seen a curveball at that age. This thing is like, I'm buckling. It was unbelievable. But to be on the team, to be selected for it was a great honor.
Did you face Danny Almonte? Did the timelines match up?
We may have.
That's what I was thinking of right away.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. The select baseball team, the Little League World Series team I played on, we had a kid named Jacques Brule. I'll never forget this kid. And he was my size, like right now. He had a full like beard, and he was supposed to be 14 years old, or whatever, 13. And he was, because we grew up with this kid. But he looked like, when he was out there throwing like pitches to warm up, the other coach thought it was a dad warming up the catcher. I'm not joking. They asked to see his birth certificate, and so our coach, we had all the little book with all the birth certificates in it, the photocopies. This is the kid. Like, this is really the kid.
Right.
He doesn't have a driver's license because he's not old enough to drive. So otherwise, we'd show you something else.
Right.
But so Jacques Brule, I'll never forget. But he got that big, and like his shoulders were like this. He looked like a vending machine out there on the pitching mound.
Who is this kid?
And he could throw it so damn hard.
I got one more too. So high school baseball, senior year, is our last game, non-conference game, and we got the playoffs the following week. Well, we're going to play that same team, in a few days in the first round of the playoffs. But we had it scheduled that we're going to play in the regular season, right? So our coach doesn't want to throw. I wasn't a pitcher. Our coach did not want to throw any of the top pitchers,
starter guys.
And there was some agreement by the two coaches, like, hey, we're not gonna throw, we're not gonna throw our dudes at you, right? So they were like, who do we pitch? I go, I'll do it. I'll pitch. They're like, all right, cool. You can pitch all year, whatever. Give us a couple innings.
Ball, kid.
Yeah. I go out there, I pitched pretty well. I struck out the side in my last inning. So my last high school regular season baseball game, I struck out the side.
That's awesome.
The freaking coach from the other team walks across. He's like, I thought we weren't throwing our guys. What are you doing? You're trying to embarrass me. He goes, hey, coach, he hasn't pitched one inning his entire career
Yeah.
at this school. The coach goes, he'll do fine. He's fine. He was pissed initially.
Well, I would be pissed too.
Yeah, because you're trying to get like the backups into it. Like, you guys are embarrassing us. Dude, I'd catcher would throw down like a 2. I got to get a curveball, man. I'm just going to throw this thing. Wound up striking out the freaking side.
It's so funny. I'll never forget pitching in the qualifying game, Little League World Series, and I'm pitching, and I had just kind of figured out a curveball. But you're not very strong at that age.
Yeah.
You're just not. So I had never thrown it in a game before. I'd thrown it a bunch of warm-up, playing catch, and I was like, we were ahead by
You're messing around.
And I'm like, you know what? I call time. The pitcher, I call time. Catcher comes out. I mean, his name was Greg. And he goes, what's up? I go, all right. Because I had the four seam, the cross seam, fastball, a couple of different ones. And I'm like, we're adding a pitch. He goes, what?
Now?
Yeah. He goes, what? I go, we're adding a pitch. I go, 4 fingers means curveball. 4 fingers. I go, we'll call it the Kit Kat. I'm naming my pitch.
Throw on the old Kit Kat.
I've never thrown it in a game before. And I'm like, let's party.
Yeah.
Joe Chapman is my coach. He was my hockey coach too at the same time. And he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, we added a pitch. He goes, what? And I was like, I got this. He's like, okay. So I get up 2 strikes on the next batter, and Greg throws down like 2. I'm like, I'm shaking him off. He's like, look at me. He's like, really? Throws down the Kit Kat. And I go, yeah, let's
That's
party.
what I want.
So I throw this thing, and it goes perfect strike. But it was the biggest hanging curveball you've ever seen in your life. Like, it hung out there for a few minutes.
The old cement mixer.
Eventually came in.
Yeah.
But the batter thought it was going to hit him. That's how far. So he jumps out of the box, and it for a perfect strike.
Nice.
The guy rings him up, and I'm like, yeah, you old Kit Kat boys.
You don't always have to be vintage Waino.
Hang on, no. The next time through the order, they were on to the Kit Kat.
They hammered it.
Well, they're like, their coach was saying, whoa, just let it come back in. It's going to, because I hadn't, it wasn't tight. It was a big looping.
You were still experimenting
I
with
was working on my pitch,
right, in a game.
And so they started smacking it around pretty good. And Joe Chapman, my coach, goes, hey, how about we retire the Kit Kat?
Sounds good, Coach.
I was like, yeah, I got you.
Got him once, though. Yeah. It's hilarious. All right, that's the Sports Six Pack. That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh. Are we having the Nolan Gorman conversation a little premature? We'll get to that next on 101 ESPN.
You can now listen to 101 ESPN on demand. Get caught up on all our shows and podcasts at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. 101 ESPN podcasts are presented by the Schaefer Door Company. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Actions are telling you everything you need to know. There is no role on the current roster for Thomas Saggese. It's just about time for Blaze Jordan or somebody else at the AAA level, maybe Jimmy Crooks, to come up to the big league level. Even if that means 4 catchers, whatever. I don't even care at this point.
So that was BK on a BK and Ferrario show. I was listening to that coming in. It was yesterday. That was from yesterday's show. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh out for the day. CD out for the day, so Bradford runs in for Marshy. And they were having the conversation. And first and foremost, I agree with BK on the Thomas Saggese comment. At 25 years old, I don't know if you can definitively say that this guy's just a bench bat and keep him on the bench. I think he should probably go back down to the minors, get some more seasoning. I don't think at this point in his career, you're just relegating him to the bench. I also don't think he's been a strong enough player to start over Gorman at third base, at least not on May 15th of a season in which you're still retooling or rebuilding. And it got me thinking about Gorman. They eventually got to Gorman, and I think it was BK who said, just bring up one of these minor league guys, even if he doesn't play a lot. Just bring him up to kind of strengthen the roster, right? Strengthen your bench, because your bench, especially right-handed, he was very specific about having a right-handed bat. Another option off the bench. But I was looking at some of the numbers. And I know that Nolan Gorman has not been impressive. I do. I'm not going to try to, make chicken salad out of chicken doo-doo. I'm not. But when it comes to...
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why? Yeah.
It wouldn't be called chicken salad anymore.
No, it'd just be
It would literally
it'd just be
be called
gross.
chicken doo-doo.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to do that anyways.
Yeah. Tastes terrible.
Out of the qualified batters, so at least 50 plate appearances, Nolan Gorman, after yesterday, has a 90 WRC plus, which is 10 percentage points below average. When you look at the home runs, he's 4th behind Walker, Weatherholt, Burleson. Then Gorman has got 5. Runs, which of course are a byproduct of whether or not somebody behind you can drive you in. Nolan Gorman is 6. If you look at RBI, of course, guys got to get on in front of you. He's 3rd. Stolen base, he's not a stolen base guy anyways. The strikeouts, gross, as we know. He's got a 28% strikeout rate. Victor Scott's got a 27.9%, so basically the same thing. Jordan Walker's 27.6. Jordan Walker is clearly a more productive batter, hands down. 166 WRC plus. His numbers have been outstanding. My point here is that Gorman hasn't been a liability through a month and 15 days. He hasn't been a liability on offense. At times on defense, yes. But is it to the point that you are saying this is done, he's a bench guy, and we're going to bring somebody up and put him at third base and roll with it that way, like a Blaze Jordan, who I don't think, by the way, I mistakenly...
He's a first baseman.
Yeah, I don't think
you're putting Blaze Jordan at third. Just saying.
I don't think so either, but maybe they're experimenting and he could be a corner. The bottom line is, if you're going to bring up a young guy, he's got to play. Period. The notion of, well, he'll get the big league coaching and all that, sure. But he's one of 25. It's not like he's getting personalized coaching every single day, and then he could sit on the bench until it's his time to play, and then he's facing big league hitters. Jimmy Crooks, Joshua Baez, Blaze Jordan, name your favorite Memphis Redbird right now that you want to see come up. When they come up, they got to play. So I think that's the dilemma right now. I don't think there is a clear option over Gorman at third base right now, unless you're okay with Thomas Saggese seeing big-time playing appearance, big-time games, which I'm not, or Freddie Freeman. And I don't think everybody's excited to see the Ferminator.
Jose.
Oh, his brother's Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
Jose Freeman.
He can hit at times in a pinch like Freddie Freeman.
My bad.
I only helped
the
you
Ferminator.
I only helped you out because apparently earlier today I said Larry Plow
instead of Doug Armstrong.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Jose Freeman.
I've been regretting it ever since.
I've just regret mine. Either way, whether it is Freddie Freeman or Jose Freeman, I don't think you want to see regular ABs at third base.
No. It is what it is.
Freddie Freeman.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay.
The Royals are in town.
They are. It's fine. It's a common mistake, I'm sure.
He's in the spirit.
But it is what it is right now. Like, what are you going to do? You don't have a third baseman-ish that is ready to take over everyday reps. You just don't. You have Thomas Saggese as a bench bat or a utility player because he can play multiple spots on the diamond. So at some point, Thomas Saggese will have more value because at some point, guys are going to need days off. As the season gets longer, it gets hotter, all of these things. Mason Wynn will need a day off from time to time. We know that Saggese can play shortstop. So, we'll try that there. Third base, left field. Fermin hit, same for him. He can jump into, play some different positions. Weatherholt's going to need a day or so off at times as the season progresses for him. For me, the biggest question mark, but he's a bench bat already, is Yoel Poso. What does he really bring to your team? Like, he's had a couple of good at-bats recently, but overall, he's kind of blocking somebody, but nobody really. So that's the thing, is people want to see the next big thing hit the diamond and help the Cardinals keep winning and win the division. I don't know if that player's available right now. So you're kind of, like we said before with Chaim Bloom and his discipline, it is what it is right now.
Yep.
I want to start with Saggese because it's still mind-numbing to me that we're even having the conversation of him at the major league level. Look, he was on his way down. In the emergency, he immediately pivoted back from Memphis to come back here. But it was so telling yesterday, guys, when Ollie Marmol assembled that lineup for the series finale. Close to a gotta-have-it situation. You're trying to take the series, no less. You've got the left-hander on the mound, and a very vulnerable one at that in Jacob Lopez. Saggese can't crack the order because Ollie Marmol right now, look, through the actions, is basically telling you Thomas Saggese is unplayable.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an extra base hit since April the 7th. He hasn't drawn a walk since April the 6th. He's 0 for his last 28 to 30, and basically half of those ABs have resulted in strikeouts. He has to head back down to AAA to be able to come up with some degree of confidence. He needs the reps right now. You can't afford to play him at this major league level. So I wonder, riddle me this, early last week when Cesar Prieto was recalled, he has had a grand total of 2 appearances since last Wednesday. What was the point of that? I know he's 27. I know he's not the Fabergé egg. But if you're trying to capitalize on somebody who has been hot at the AAA level and who technically can play third base, and you're simply going to sit him on the bench, what is the point? That brings up the element here of Blaze Jordan, who is a guy basically without a position at the major league level, as far as we know. He could be Luken Baker. That's nice. How did this organization utilize Luken Baker? You could never figure it out.
They did not, sir.
There you go. Yep. So, by default, Nolan Gorman is, for all intents and purposes, your guy, and I would be much more inclined to take more of a drastic measure, Stoltz, if you saw the liability, or if you were seeing right now the liability he was defensively last season. I don't believe that has been the case this year.
Yeah, even with some of the gaffes over the week. Like, he didn't have errors, but look, the one he misplayed when he backed up, he misplayed the one of the bolt he hit. He had the other one, that bolt he hit, he threw into the ground. I mean, it has not been perfect. I'm not trying to sit here and say Nolan Gorman is part of your future or he's a core piece or anything like that. I think when people start to hear us talking about certain players, they're like, oh, come on, you can't have him in 3 years from now. We're not talking about that. We're talking about right now, he's not this massive liability I think some people have painted him to be.
Mm-hmm. Right now, the Ferminator is your only guy if you need a spell, if you need a day.
I agree.
For real.
But BK is right in that at some point you're going to have a right-handed bench bat.
You got it.
Outside of Poso.
I agree.
So there's that.
I just think it is what it is right now.
Yeah. By the way, we are going to talk to Alex Coil, the minor league play-by-play voice of the Memphis Redbirds. So we'll talk to him about what he's seeing out of guys like Joshua Baez and Jimmy Crooks and Blaze Jordan, and maybe we'll get his thoughts on some of these topics too. But we do have the Gauntlet next. Bradford, do we got somebody lined up?
We do indeed.
All right,
Let's do it with Scuba.
There we go. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Get social with 101 ESPN. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube at 101 ESPN.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. Four warriors, four categories, one challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
402, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We got some big news in the NHL.
Yeah.
That we will get to at some point here involving the Vegas Golden Knights and some punishment coming for torts. But we do have the Gauntlet right now with Bradford Bruns, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We welcome in Scuba. What's up, Scuba?
How you guys doing?
Doing great. Been a while. I know you've played on the Gauntlet before, right?
Yeah, I lost to Carey and I lost to Jamie. So yeah.
Well, is it a revenge spot here?
Or are you going for fresh meat?
You know, it's not. It's not a revenge spot here.
Okay, so you only get two options. It's me or Jamie.
Yeah. Okay, well I'm going to try you because, like I say, Carey done whooped me once. I mean, Jamie and Carey done whooped me. Actually, I think we went to extras both times, so I didn't really get whooped.
Okay, so you're 0-2, but you got a couple of OT losses.
Yeah.
You got some points at least.
But I think me and Carey went 0-0, and then we went to overtime. And
wow. Okay. All right.
Still, it was fun, you know.
All right, so I will head to the Cone of Silence. Scuba, good luck.
You bet.
Anthony, get the heck out of here, okay?
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, good luck. All right, Scuba. Well, Anthony's slowly moving out of here. Tell my guy Bradford to please spin that wheel.
Mr. Bradford, spin the wheel for me, sir.
All right, so you got Anthony. What category are you looking for?
I know we're not supposed to do it this way, but I like random, so I'm going to shoot my shot there.
Okay, well, it's not random.
Okay.
You got football.
I got football. I like football.
All right, good. Good. We like to hear that.
I'm good with that.
All right, each question will be worth 2 points. If you use the options, it's only worth 1 point. Obviously, wrong answers get you no points. And if we're tied, like you know, we will go to a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here today. Scuba, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm ready to roll.
All right, again, football is a category. Question 1. LSU coach Lane Kiffin will face his former program, Ole Miss, in prime time on September 19th. How many games did the 2025 LSU Tigers win?
2025, last year, LSU Tigers. You know what? I don't remember, but I kind of figure I know what the options might be, so I'm going to shoot my shot and say 10.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 2, Scuba. Last season, 3 Mizzou players recorded at least 6 sacks. And those players were Zion Young, Damon Wilson II, and who else?
I'm going to have to use the options on this one.
Okay. Those are Josiah Trotter, Javion Hilson, or Chris McClellan.
Can you repeat those, please?
Josiah Trotter, Javion Hilson, Chris McClellan.
Let's go with Hilson. Final answer.
Okay.
All right, let's go to question 3 here. You're going to have to help me out with this one.
Will do.
Tetaroa?
That's right. Nice job. Or call him Ted.
In February, Tetaroa McMillan, or Ted McMillan, was named 2025 AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. But where did the Carolina wideout play college football?
Again, no idea. Options, please.
Yes. Was it Arizona, Boise State, or Oregon?
I'm going to say Oregon. Final answer.
All right. Thank you.
And
for no apparent reason.
And finally, Scuba, can you tell us the team that traded up to pick number 55 in April's second round of the draft to take the edge rusher from Illinois, Gabe Akis?
Oh, I cannot. I'm going to take the options again. Drawing a blank on all these.
That's all right. And those are Green Bay, New England, Philadelphia.
Wow. Let's see. Let's go with Green Bay. Final answer.
All right, Scuba, let's get our guy Anthony back in here. How you feeling,
I was just running so many teams through my head. I hope Green Bay was one of the options after you just gave me the options.
All right, Anthony's about to plug his ears back in, so we'll go radio silent for a second here. Anthony, how you doing, bud?
Good. Me, Mike Ryder, Jordan Deacon.
Yeah.
Talking about the Vegas situation.
Lively bunch, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely.
I know. All right. Well, Anthony, your category today, football.
I like football and football-related things.
And I know that you packed that lunch.
Oh, yeah, I did, actually.
He does have a lunch.
Yeah.
He's half eating it. Right?
Yeah. Well, during the break.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah. Not on air. I understand that.
Oh, very unprofessional.
You're in a white shirt, though, so be careful.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Need a bib.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
Question 1. LSU coach Lane Kiffin will face his former program, Ole Miss, in primetime on September 19th. How many games did the 2025 LSU Tigers win?
How many wins did LSU win?
Exactly.
Well, I'm not going to take these options because, the number 6 is coming out. It wasn't a ton, but they weren't a total disaster either. 6, 7.
Yeah.
It still works.
It does. Kids love it.
6. Final answer.
Question number 2, Stalt. Staying with the college gridiron. Last season, 3 Mizzou players recorded at least 6 sacks. Zion Young, Damon Wilson II, And who else?
I don't think it would be Jeremiah Trotter. He didn't blitz a lot. What are the options, please?
Those options would be Josiah Trotter, Javion Hilson.
Josiah, Jerem.
It's
that's
hard.
his father.
Football family. So Trotter, Javion Hilson, and Chris McClellan.
Did the big guy get that many? I don't think Trotter had. I'm going to stick with that. I don't think it was Trotter. I'll go with McClellan. Final answer.
Okay.
Question 3. In February, Tortorella McMillan, or Ted McMillan, was named 2025 AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. But where did the Carolina wideout play college football?
He was an Arizona Wildcat. Final answer.
Final question, Stoltz. Identify the team that traded up to pick number 55 in the second round to draft the edge rusher out of Illinois, Gabe Akis, in April.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't know. Options.
Green Bay Packers, New England Patriots, Philadelphia Eagles.
Whew. Packers, Eagles, or who?
Patriots.
Packers, Eagles, Patriots. I'll go Packers. Final answer. Woof. I don't feel good about this.
All right, let's start question 1. LSU coach Lane Kiffin will face his former program Ole Miss in primetime on September 19th. How many games did the 2025 LSU Tigers win? Without the options, Scuba said 10. Without the options, Anthony was like 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6. Final answer. Answer is.
And the swan song for Brian Kelly, the number was 7.
7.
Oh.
0, 0. Let's go to question 4. Actually, let's go to question 2. Last season, 3 Mizzou players recorded at least 6 sacks. Zion Young, Damon Wilson II, and who else? With the options, Scuba said Javion Hilson. With the options, Anthony said Chris McClellan. Answer is...
Javion Hilson transferred after his freshman season. That big guy, formerly from Florida, Chris McClellan.
Okay. Whew.
1-0 Anthony. Let's go to question 4. Question 4. Name the team that traded up to pick number 55 in the second round in order to draft edge defender Gabe Akis out of Illinois. I believe Scuba said Green Bay.
Yes.
With the options. And then he said, I couldn't remember. He goes, I hope I said Green Bay. I hope it was an option. It was. Anthony took the options and also said Green Bay. Go Pack. Answer is...
Add him to the D-line rotation of New England.
The Patriots. Diana Rossini should have told you.
Yeah, she didn't, though. She was busy.
She held back on that one. All right, so we have 1-0.
Ugh, barn burner.
1-0. Going to the final question. And that question is, in February, Tortorella McMillan, Teddy Boy, was named 2025 AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. But where did the Carolina wideout play college football? Scuba, with the option, said Oregon. Quack, quack, quack. Anthony, without the options, very sure of himself, almost a little cocky, said Arizona. Scuba.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today. My co-host El Cocky A over here. He got it right. It was Arizona. Anthony wins 3-0 today.
I could tell how he answered that. He knew what it was. So.
Yeah, he was a little sure of himself, wasn't he?
Sorry, Scuba.
Tough questions, man. Who's writing these?
Well, that's probably our guy Bradford right here.
You can take it up with me, buddy. Hey, that's okay.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah. Well, Scuba, thanks a lot, man, for playing. Again, thanks for listening. I hope you have an awesome weekend, dude.
You bet, guys. Take care now.
Thanks,
you
Scuba.
too. Take care, bud.
All right. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Scuba's a great guy.
He is.
What's
I know.
your problem?
You know what? I tried.
No, you didn't.
No.
He didn't try to lose.
I didn't try to lose.
We don't try to lose here.
The elimination game for Mizzou, I had the LSU and the other one was a guess.
Tet was the one slam dunk for you, undeniably.
Yeah,
You
that
got
one I knew.
Boom.
I know Trotter was not, despite the fact I call him by his father's name. I knew he didn't blitz a lot. I mean, he's always in coverage. I mean, leading tackler, I would imagine, but not a high blitz guy.
Yeah, killing running backs going downhill. But
Yes, but not necessarily a edge rusher. All right. Hey, we're going to get to Alex Coil. We will tell you about the Vegas situation, but we will get to Alex Coil next. Memphis play-by-play man. Well, we'll talk a little Cardinals minor league next on 101 ESPN.
Start your day with the morning after on 101 ESPN. Get in the know first on everything St. Louis sports with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoy. Listen to TMA weekday mornings from 7 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. The morning after is presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. In the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by our guy, Alex Coil, the play-by-play man for the Memphis Redbirds. Alex, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's hard to have a bad day when the club's been in first place every single day of the year.
Boy, you ain't lying, Alex. It has been so fun to watch, both at the Memphis level and the big league level. Let's start off with, and we, of course, we're going to ask you about some of the names that are really on the forefront for Cardinals fans, including Jimmy Crooks. And there's a massive desire, as you can imagine, for the Cardinals to call up Jimmy Crooks, entering the day he's batting, 252 with 12 homers, 27 RBI. What's different about him this season, whether it's the batter's box or behind the plate, that has given Jimmy Crooks so much confidence?
Yeah, I think the thing that I mentioned specifically the last time we spoke about him in July of last year was the need for him to find consistency at the plate, because his highs were unbelievable, like 8 RBI weeks, 12 RBI weeks. And so he has just been so consistent so far this season, but also his patience at the plate and his pure approach has been unbelievable. As you mentioned, like the slug is awesome. The homers are awesome. Second in the league in both of those categories. Leads the team in RBIs. But he's also second in the team in walks, behind the guy that led the league in on-base percentage last year in Brian Torres. So his on-base percentage being above 400, it's fantastic to see, and he has 24 walks in 31 games played.
So, obviously, Alex, with all the hype surrounding a player, there's always a pocket of baseball fans that, yeah, but. And when it comes to Jimmy Crooks, it's been the strikeouts. And now, you see him all the time. What have you seen from Jimmy Crooks that leads you and some of our listeners would lead them to believe that things are trending in the right direction and not to worry or focus too much on that?
Well, I think part of it is what I just mentioned in his selectivity and his ability to work walks. And it's not just, 4-pitch walks, I'm going to work around the guy in the middle of the order necessarily. It's lengthening at bats, finding a way to foul off pitches instead of swing and miss or roll over on them. But also just like strikeouts are part of the game. And when you're getting the type of production, and again, consistent production from a left-hand value bat at a premium defensive position, that, by the way, like he's handling the staff better than anybody that we've seen down in here in Memphis for a while. So I think all of those together, there are so many positives that a minor negative in strikeouts can easily be overlooked and easily be consumed.
Alex, the lone Redbird right now with fewer home runs than Crooks is none other than Joshua Baez. A lot of fans here were disappointed maybe that he didn't get a longer leash in spring training. He is on the 40-man roster, and that power-speed combo is tantalizing to say the least. What sort of a possible five-tool talent are we watching as Baez develops?
Well, I mean, his power is just unbelievable. Like it took him a little bit to square up his first baseball, but I think of his, you mentioned 9 home runs, I think 7 of them are 400 plus, and majority of those are 430 feet or more. He just glides. Like, he's not someone where you watch him run, you're like, oh, that's a speedster. But then you realize and you look down, oh, my goodness, his strides are so long, and he just runs like a deer in the outfield. He's robbed a home run this year in right field. He covers so much ground in center. It's fantastic to watch, and a guy that can swipe bags, too.
We're talking to Alex Coil, the Memphis play-by-play man here on 101 ESPN. Another guy that a lot of people, as you can imagine, Alex, are talking about is Blaze Jordan. So this is somebody that is always hit. I mean, he hit in Boston, was part of their minor leagues, and he comes over here in the trade, and he's hitting .302 with 8 homers and 22 RBI. My question is more, though, about his defense. Does he project to play one of the corner spots, or is this, in all honesty, a DH at the next level?
He prides himself so much at understanding the need to be a plus defender at both corner positions. That is one of the big improvements that I've noticed of him, particularly at third base so far to start this season, in addition to what he's been able to do to look over the middle of the field and focus his power gap to gap, and that has led to a better contact rate. And Larry Day even mentioned that when they named him Cardinals Minor League Player of the Month of April. But I'd say, like, his backhand has gotten so much better at third base. He feels and looks a lot more comfortable on those do-or-die plays, slow-rolling ground balls to third. And, look, there are some, maybe things that he needs to get more comfortable at either corner, but I think he's progressing well in this time here.
Alex, certainly a lot of buzz around a number of players right now in Memphis, and one name that continuously pops up is Quinn Matthews. Now, he's a guy that people really have high expectations for, but he seems to be running into some inconsistencies. From your vantage point, what's kind of going right for Quinn Matthews, and what are some things that he could still be working on?
It was either yesterday's broadcast or the day before, when Hunter Dobbins was working, and how Hunter Dobbins is such an easy watch because he's in command of everything. He's not working quickly, but he's not, like, he has a consistent pace. he feels like he's just in command of the entire game, similar to what Michael McGreevy was here last year. And when Quinn Matthews is going really, really well and he has those spurts of an ERA under 2 and he goes on a 5-star run where he feels like he strikes out everybody, that's the Quinn Matthews that you see. But then it can happen in the snap of a finger in one inning where it just looks like he's just thinking way too much. He's always going to be a cerebral pitcher. He's too smart not to. I mean, he went to Stanford. But, like, he just has to find a way to think positively in the right direction, slow things down when things may start to speed up, and just find that groove that once he gets in, it's pretty fantastic to watch.
Alex, you mentioned obviously a Hunter Dobbins, 3-0 so far at the AAA level this year, and somebody else in the rotation who's acquitted himself pretty well too, about whom a lot of fans here may not know that much, frankly, is a Bruce Zimmerman, now running the record to 4-1. He's got 51 punch-outs and just over 40 innings, just suffered his first loss on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So how has he been able to really take the reins basically at the front of that rotation so far this year and put himself in the conversation along with some of these other highly regarded Cards arms?
He is such the cliche, and I mean this in a good way, crafty lefty. Like he's been around at the International League level for so long now, whether it be a handful of seasons with the Baltimore AAA affiliate last year with Milwaukee, but he knows how to pitch guys. He's competitive in the strike zone. His misses are good. The only time that he struggles with it, and I think crafty lefties struggle with this at times, is the home run ball. That's really the only thing that has beat him so far this season, and he's another refreshing watch on the mound because he gets so much weak contact and balls on the ground that the games tend to have a solid pace to them.
Alex, we're talking to Alex Coil, the play-by-play man for the Memphis Redbirds. I know that Bradford actually wants to ask you about one player, but I gotta ask. I know he's switched to reliever. He's only had 8 1/3. I think you know who I'm going to ask about. I mean, Tink Hence was once somebody on these airwaves called him Baby Pedro at one point.
Who did that, Anthony?
I think it was me.
It might have been you.
It's a couple years ago, Alex. Don't judge me. What is going on with Tink Hence's development, or lack thereof?
I think it was too fast at the beginning, and now they are slowing it down, which is good, right? It might seem like, oh, he's at AAA, and now we're going to pull the emergency brake on it.
Sure.
Like, what's going to happen? They're being really slow with him. He's technically not on the Memphis roster at the moment, but he is working through things and working through both pitching coaches. It's one of the luxuries this season that the Cardinals have placed 2 pitching coaches on this Memphis Redbirds staff. So, you know, the guys are getting true one-on-one, hands-on experience and just learning how to fight through things. And we didn't get to see, as you mentioned, a ton of Tink as a reliever so far this season, so I couldn't really get a grasp necessarily on how he transitioned there, but they're going to make sure to point him in the right direction. It just might be a couple months before we fully see consistent work for him.
Last one from me here, Alex. Obviously, so much attention has been paid to Jimmy Crooks so far this season. When you talk about the catching pipeline for the Cardinals altogether, Raynel Rodriguez not that far away in Springfield, I feel as if sometimes somebody such as a Leo Bernal tends to get lost in the shuffle a bit, but there's another highly regarded prospect, somebody who obviously held in some high esteem for the way he can call a game, and he's producing with the bat as well this season. Memphis seems to have really been able to do a good job of getting both Crooks and certainly Bernal involved and making sure to serve all of those masters.
Yeah, for sure. And I think part of what has helped that is Leo's ability to play first base. He's seen 7 starts over there, and the team's playing well in those games. And I think, look, he won the Gold Glove, the minor league Gold Glove as a catcher last year. And of course, handled a Springfield staff that was dominant, won the Texas League. But I think they want to see a little bit more development back there. Yadier Molina was actually here for the first 3 days of this series, so it was cool to see those guys have that resource to learn from maybe the best defensive catcher of all time, at how to process all of those things. But I think, he's still got a little bit of seasoning to work through here in Memphis. But, look, it's never a bad thing to have a ton of catchers because that's such a valuable position.
Alex, one last one here I've got for you, and this is something for, all of us here in St. Louis. When you hear Heimblum takes over, and then you hear this team is going to pour more money into resources and the facilities down in Jupiter, and we're going to have more coaches and better technology. It's great to hear all that, but some of those things people can never quantify. You're there in Memphis. Since the takeover of Heimblum, how much has changed, and what kind of an impact has it had on your team?
A completely different world than it was my first season 5 years ago. That year, it was a coaching staff of the manager, the pitching coach, and the hitting coach, and then a video coordinator. So it was a staff of 4 trying to work with everybody. They've since, of course, added the 4th coach, and then they've added a bunch of other positions over the last 2 years. But this year, the biggest difference this season is the amount of support staff that has been added in. Feels like every week there's at least 2 roving instructors with the ball club here at home. There's extra training staff. There's extra strength and conditioning. And mentioning, as I said earlier, the Yadier Molina is coming through as well. So there are so many more bodies around to help these guys and develop them through that it feels like it's happening at a rapid pace, which is a little bit of a change of feel from what it has been in the last couple of years. But obviously the record speaks for itself, and I think the development is going to shine up in the big leagues, too, once we get to see a lot of this core go up there as well.
The Springfield Redbirds continue their series versus Jacksonville tonight. The Jumbo Shrimp, Jamie, the Jumbo Shrimp.
Hungry already?
The AAA affiliate for the Miami Marlins. So they continue the series tonight. And you can listen to Alex Coil, who's on right now. Alex, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us and providing a lot of intel, and a lot of great information on the current Memphis team.
Thanks for having me on. You guys can watch the game on in St. Louis tomorrow at 6:35 on Matrix Midwest. Make sure you tune in.
Beautiful.
Nice. Awesome,
excellent.
man.
Thank you for that.
Well, have a
for
great
that
call,
tidbit.
buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
It's our pleasure. Thank you, Alex. We'll see you. Again, Alex Coil, Memphis play-by-play man. A lot of great information. A lot of great information.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
He's seeing the team every day.
I had to ask that question at the end.
Sure.
Because
it's a big deal.
You and I on these, I was like, well, how do you quantify more research? How do you quantify? And now hearing what he's saying, more bodies, it's kind of been a slow burn, but really kind of hyper accentuated here in the last, since Heimblum's taken over.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it. Memphis is in first place. The Cardinals are playing very well, and that's just the start of it.
Yep.
So it's nice to see that you can attach something to it.
Absolutely. That's Jamie Rivers, and he's going to tell you how the NHL cracked down on the Vegas Golden Knights. Next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, the Battlehawks will take on the Houston Gamblers at the Dome at America Center, affectionately known as the Battle Dome. And if the Battlehawks win, they clinch a playoff spot. Hats off to heroes, celebrating those that serve our country and our community. That'll be a focal point throughout the game, including a 9/11 World Trade Center survivor and Gold Star mom presenting the game ball, a U.S. Navy re-enlistment ceremony. Also got a gender reveal for a super fan for the Battlehawks fandom there. Can't miss that, absolutely. And Chris Berman of ESPN will do the coin toss tomorrow at the Dome. Battlehawks hat for the first 10,000 fans, all courtesy of St. Luke's Hospital. And the Combo, your ticket to game day flavor. Ticket, hot dog, chips, and a drink for $30. So you can feed the flock for Battlehawks football. You can take the kids down to the game, take the entire family, and make sure you get that combo. Visit UFLBattlehawks.com. Again, visit UFLBattlehawks.com. Go support our Battlehawks tomorrow at the Dome, 2 o'clock, but be there early. Make sure you get that Battlehawks hat. Again, Battlehawks Gamblers, 2 o'clock, UFLBattlehawks.com for details.
Back.
Talk? Check out the Last Minute Blues podcast with Alex Ferrario, Donnie Fandango, and Jeremy Rutherford on 101 ESPN. The guys bring you the latest news and notes on your St. Louis Blues. Watch or listen to the Last Minute Blues podcast on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Lineup revealed for Royals-Cardinals game number 1. Good afternoon. It's Bradford Bruns with your Sports Center update presented by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Tonight at 7:15 downtown St. Louis, beginning a 3-game set against visiting Kansas City. Interleague matchup will ensue with Dustin May on the mound for the Cardinals and Michael Wacha going for the Royals. The latter will face J.J. Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson, and Jordan Walker right off of the top. Later in the order, Nathan Church is back in left field. Pedro Pajes behind the dish. Later tonight as well on 101 ESPN, we have a doubleheader, association style, Cleveland and Detroit, plus Minnesota, San Antonio, Timberwolves, and Pistons facing elimination at present. The same goes for the Buffalo Sabres tomorrow night as Montreal has a 3-2 edge in that Eastern Conference series. The Sports Center update was presented by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
2 former pros and 1 average Joe. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers and Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh, CD is out on assignment.
Alex?
Yeah, I call him Alex.
He's been here before.
Yeah. Well, Alex Ferrario.
I thought you were talking about Alex Coil still.
Well, yeah, we just talked to Alex
I know,
Coil.
that's why I thought you got hung up on that.
Yeah. It might have been.
I do that every now and then. I'm looking at a word or something, and then I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's
like, hamster, get back on the wheel. I got a show to do. Yeah. So, I just struggled there. Vegas might be struggling a little bit more right now, despite the win last night in Anaheim. The National Hockey League announced today that as a result of flagrant violations of the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs media regulations following Game 6 of their second-round series last night against the Anaheim Ducks, the Vegas Golden Knights will forfeit a second-round pick in the 2026 Upper Deck NHL Draft. In addition...
Yeah, keep reading.
In addition, Jamie, Golden Knights head coach John Tortorella has been fined $100,000. The imposition of these penalties comes after previous warnings were issued to the club regarding their compliance with the media regulations and other associated policies. Vegas has been offered the opportunity to appeal those penalties to the commissioner's office, and that appeal will be held in person next week in New York. So, Jamie, stiff penalties. For those that did not hear, what did Torts do, or, quite frankly, not do?
Yeah.
To deserve these penalties?
So, before I go into that, it is policy, as you just heard, that the coach be made available for the podium, post-game presser, every game. Like, even if you lose in the Stanley Cup final, in overtime, you got to get your ass on the podium and talk to the media. Media is a vital part of the promotion of this sport. Mm-hmm. It is the lowest of the big four. So media and it's all together. Like, you have to have media coverage. John Tortorella and the Vegas Golden Knights are a big story. John Tortorella joins the team late in the year, unheard of. They were going into the Western Conference Final. There's a lot to talk about. He says, nah, forget you. He was still pissed off because Braden McNabb, his one defenseman, got suspended a game when he didn't think the call was right. So this was his retort from Torts.
Oh, nice. Well done there. I don't know if you did that on purpose.
I didn't until I was in it. Then once I was in it, I leaned into it.
I'll tell you where you landed.
Thank you, Bradford. So, yeah, the NFL, so much like our conversation earlier today about Giannis and the culture in Milwaukee. If you missed that, by the way, download the podcast, go listen to that. What I'm about to say will make more sense. Mm-hmm. The NHL said, no, you're not going to walk all over us. We're going to hit you where it hurts. The club, second-round pick, that's a big pick. And Torts, $100,000. That's a lot of money. Don't care how much you've made in your lifetime. $100,000 is a lot of money. The team now, not happy with Torts. If I'm the owner or the GM, what are you doing?
Right.
You moron. Like, what are you doing? Now, John Tortorella, by the way, he signed like an 8-game contract. That's what it was. He doesn't have a contract beyond this playoffs. The moment they're eliminated or they win the Stanley Cup, he's over. So now you've done pissed off everybody who could hire you after you've done a really good job with this team. It's just dumb. It's a selfish play for a guy like John Tortorella, who's all about the team. He's made this about him.
Yeah.
Because now we're talking about John Tortorella. We're not talking about the Vegas Golden Knights. We're talking about John Tortorella today. Now, instead of Mitch Marner's performance, people are talking about this. Oh, did you see the NHL got that Tortorella? Mm-hmm. Instead of, do you see Mitch Marner? Do you see Vegas? You got to watch that team. It's a great team. Lots of fun. Underdog. Hope they beat the Avs. No, now it's John Tortorella. He didn't show up. He's always been a jerk with the media. Like,
right. Yeah, the story shifts. Ironically.
Him now. Yes. Yeah. And so I agree with the NHL in this one here. For some people might think it's dumb. Or the media, the broadcast, those are your biggest advertising. It is. Like, every broadcast is a commercial for your sport. Every certified media outlet, even some of your non-certified that write about the team on a daily basis, they blog about the team. All of those things generate interest for your club, which is a part of the NHL. And when you don't provide them with the opportunity to talk positively about your club, because that's all they would have asked is positive. You just won. So, you know what?
Yeah, you're right, Jamie.
Good on the NHL at this point.
Yeah. And they good for them for coming in hard.
Yeah.
Like, we're not
guarantee there's not a coach that does this again.
Yeah, no kidding.
No
Second
chance.
round pick. You want to forfeit
and $100,000.
a second. Yeah, that was bad. But it does, the fact that they punished the team too, I think, was the key here.
That is the big one.
They punished so they punished the coach. That hurts the wallet, no doubt. But it's still a situation where John Tortorella looks like, well, no problem. I'll stick it up for my player.
Yeah, if I have enough money, here you go. Do you take cash?
Yeah. But you punish the team, second-round pick, now it becomes more about, hey, dude.
Yeah, and it's not a 5th or 6th round pick, second-round pick.
Second-round pick.
That's.
I know that Jordan Deacon and Mike Ryder asked you about how this works, but every team just moves up now.
Yeah, that becomes a dead pick for the Vegas Golden Knights, so they will not pick in that spot, which means the team that is below them in the draft will then pick in that spot. So the teams underneath them will, in theory, get a better player.
Right, in theory. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Why don't we do Beat the Streak and Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN?
This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
We're good, streaking!
I want to hit baseballs. All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, and we got Kyle on the line. What's up, Kyle?
What's up, guys? How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. We appreciate you joining us again. Bradford, do you happen to have the latest streaks?
I do, gentlemen. Jamie, you are on an absolute heater, my friend.
What?
Now up to 6 straight, thanks to not Ivan Herrera, but J.J. Weatherholt
I know,
the other
switched up a
night.
little bit.
Indeed, Stoltz, not so shabby yourself, buddy. Colonel Kurtz got you to 3 in that game. And then we have Kyle at 2, thanks to Nathan Church. CD and Marshy, though, they're back down to 0.
Okay. Well, Jamie, lead us.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to my guy, Ivan Herrera. I think he hits a home run tonight, which will check 2 boxes for me.
Okay. And then I'm up, and I will take... Well, just give me J.J. Weatherholt. Why not? Kyle, you're up.
Alrighty, I'll go with the Italian guy from the World Baseball Classic, Vinny Pasquantino.
Okay, there you go. That American/Italian. All right. Let's see. CD wants... Do you have his pulled up? Any chance? I'll get it. Beat the Streak. He wants Witt. So Carey will have Bobby Witt Jr. And for Andrew Marsh, why don't we give him that pesky hitter down at the bottom of Kansas City's lineup, Kyle Isabel. Kyle Isabel for Andrew Marsh. Bradford, who's your guy?
There's no reason to turn away from this man. He is locked in, and he is going to show it again tonight against the righty Michael Wacha. Give me that Jordan Walker.
Okay, there you have it. Kyle, good luck to you. You get a hit tonight. We'll be back. You'll be back on Monday.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Let's see what those cardiac cards got for us this time.
Love it,
Let's
Kyle.
go.
Absolutely. Amen. We'll talk to you, bud.
Take care.
You too. All right, from Beat the Streak to Bet the Board. All right, Bradford, update us, kid.
All right, Stoltz, you're definitely feeling it in this one as well, buddy. And we should also give a little bit of credit to Andrew Marsh because for the month so far, you guys are tied at 7 apiece. Streaks of 5 for Marshy in a row, 4 in a row for you, sir. Jamie, you're at 4, back on track thanks to yesterday's results. And Carey, even though he didn't get a little something out of Drake Baldwin of the Braves, he sits at 5. So pretty tight so far.
All right, gentlemen, this is right on the threshold. Give me the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves, tonight at minus 149. Our threshold for favorites is minus 150.
That's the pick you're making?
Give me the Braves.
You feel good about that pick?
I do. I feel great.
I feel like that's a gimme.
Minus
Even
149.
try?
Yes.
That's weak. That's weak.
Nah.
That's weak. That's
You
almost
like
like
it.
getting the answers to the test.
You like it too.
No,
I can hear it. I can hear it in your voice.
I
You
don't
love
like it at all. I'd like it for me, but I don't like it at all for you.
No, it's fine. Andrew Marsh sent in his pick.
Oh, he did? Did he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he wants Isaac Collins to hit 2 home runs tonight. At
Who's
plus,
that?
You know.
At plus 10,000.
Old Ike Collins.
Yeah, Isaac Collins to hit 2+ home runs tonight for the. I don't know why that Marshy picked up
He must
Royal.
know something.
He must know something. I mean, he's got 7 points.
Yeah, he sure does.
That's table tennis-esque.
Yeah.
Almost. Is it me now or Carey?
Carey wants Ohtani, 2.5 hits, runs, RBI. Ohtani hits, runs, RBI. It's 2.5.
Take me to the ice. Not tonight, but tomorrow. I wanted Montreal on the money line. They're at minus like 162, which I think that's crazy based on the fact that they lost the last game at home to the Sabres. But either way, give me the over on the first period. It's 1.5, marked at minus 130.
Okay. And Bradford Bruns with the complimentary pick.
We'll dive into this, gentleman, a little more in the next hour with the Cardinals-Royals entrance survey. But old friend Michael Wacha slated for 5.5 strikeouts. I love the Cardinals' contact-based approach right now. I don't see him getting to 5, guys. Go under on that one and do it confidently.
All right, there you go. There's Bet the Board and Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. By the way, this just hit in the last 20 minutes at ESPN.com. A suspect has been arrested in the shooting of Missouri running back Ahmad Hardy.
Right.
20-year-old man wanted in connection to the shooting of Missouri football star Ahmad Hardy at an outdoor concert in Mississippi has been arrested. The gentleman of Wayne County, Mississippi, was taken into custody in Paducah, Kentucky on Thursday night and was awaiting extradition. Hardy underwent surgery in Mississippi, returned to Columbia, Missouri on Wednesday of this week. Harris, the suspect, will be charged with 2 counts of aggravated assaults, according to the Lieutenant Macon Davis of Laurel Police Department. And the investigation is ongoing, and more arrests could be possible. 3 other people of interest were taken into custody and have been released with no charges. So there you have it. So at least somebody was found in connection to the shooting, and somebody has been charged. We'll see if that person winds up being convicted of anything. Yeah. One other note here while we got a couple of minutes. NFL schedule release was last night. Week 1 starts with a Super Bowl rematch when Seattle hosts New England on Wednesday, September 9th. Do you think Mike Vrabel's coaching New England at that point, guys?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
No doubter.
Other marquee matchups, Kenneth Walker, who is now a Kansas City Chief, will visit Lumen Field in Seattle on October 25th. Trey Hendrickson's Ravens face Cincinnati December 31st.
Nice.
And I guess that's in Baltimore, right? Because I imagine the other matchup would be right here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, so the earlier matchup in Baltimore.
Correct.
Sooner. The Rams got the most primetime games with 7. They got 7 primetime matchups this year. 7.
Let's just set everything in the NFC West because Seattle has 6 of them.
Wow. So you're going to get a lot of West Coast teams playing in those primetime spots. A couple of teams were shut out, boys. You will not see these teams on Monday night, Thursday night, or Sunday night. Your New York football Jets, shut out.
Good.
Your Arizona football Cardinals,
good.
Shut out.
Shocking.
Your Tennessee Titans, also shut out.
Wow.
Miami Dolphins, they gone.
Wow.
No primetime matchups for the Dolphins. And no Raiders.
That one surprises me.
No Raiders, no
That really
Kirko
surprises
Chains.
me based on the fact that Mendoza was the first overall pick.
Yeah.
You think they'd want to get that out there a little bit?
So do they punish the top 5 teams? Punish, quote unquote? Because obviously the Raiders were number 1. The Jets were number 2.
The bottom 5.
Yeah.
You said the top 5.
Well, top 5 in the draft, I meant.
Gotcha.
Yeah, top 5
Sorry,
picks.
I thought you meant in the league.
But you're actually right. It
That's
would be
where our confusion
You know what?
happened.
You and I were both right on that.
Yeah, we're both right.
They are the bottom 5 teams, and they're the top 5 teams to
draft.
Yeah. So the Raiders, Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans. They did not punish the Giants, although did they trade with the Dolphins for that 5th pick?
People want to see the Giants, though. With Harbaugh now, you've got the Cowboys opener, frankly.
You know, they don't want to see Mendoza?
No, that did surprise me, period.
That's the one
because
that surprises me.
Also, you think Vegas is going to be decent. You think about the division, not even one of those AFC West games could get the centerpiece there. That surprised me. Another one that took me back just a little bit, I thought the Titans would have a chance for 1 because of the Cam Ward factor.
Sure.
Trying to promote him as the new star quarterback on the rise, on the come.
I
Didn't
can see
happen,
that. No, it did not. One other note, since we just mentioned the Raiders, did you guys see the Step Brothers?
Oh, yeah. I saw
Video.
Kirky's leaning into it now.
He was. I thought it was pretty good.
You know what he's doing now, okay? So, and I hate to fuel your fire, but I'm going to just for a second, if I may. Kirky has already he's backed up the Brinks truck several times to the Cousins household.
Yes.
What he's doing now is, hey, NFL, get a good look at me. You can pay top dollar for an incredible mentor.
Yeah.
I'm going to come in. I'm going to be great for your guy. I'm going to help him in the QB room, all this stuff. And then on to my next city. Going to help you next for another $10 million. Going to help you. Going to help you. He's going to end up being like the second or third highest paid player
of all time
ever in history, just because he's figured it out.
And doing stuff like this, he'll also get TV work.
Oh, yeah,
because he was already
actually. I saw him on one day.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He's really good.
Yeah. He's very well spoken. I think the dude is great.
He's likable, but unlikable all at the same time.
Yeah, how does he accomplish
He's like that guy, like that Saturday Night Live skit. I forget what it was. Like the guy's too good to be true. Like never cusses, doesn't eat junk food, all this stuff. But the greatest guy, like such a nice guy. He's fun. He's kind of cool, athletic, good looking. You're like, I hate this guy, but I like him too.
Well, I thought he did a good job. I did. He got at least one laugh out loud moment for me. So I'm talking about the Raiders schedule release. Him, Kirk Cousins, and Fernando Mendoza did the a couple of Step Brothers scenes, and it was well done. Lean
into it. Have some fun.
The part I laughed out loud is when Cousins looked at Mendoza and said, "Fine, but you have to call me Kirko Chains." I thought that was good. It was funny.
Who's a bigger dork, Mendoza or
I think
Cousins?
it's Mendoza.
Right now.
Kirk
Cousins must have been that way.
Yeah.
He's probably got a little cooler over the years.
Yep.
So we'll see where Mendoza ends up. I didn't know he was that big, though. See him standing next to Kirko?
Yeah, he's a big. He's what, 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah.
He's already put on some muscle too. He really has.
Yeah,
he's a big dude. I'm really intrigued to see him. Yeah, because I thought he's fine.
Right.
Yeah, he's the best of what they got. I still don't obviously think he's a franchise quarterback, but I'm willing to be completely wrong.
He's with a smart head coach.
He is.
He's with Clint Kubiak, so that's going to be. Boy, I did it again. He's with Clint Kubiak, and I think they're going to work wonders.
I did great.
Do you know what, Jamie? You're done. It's 5 o'clock. Get out. You're suspended. I suspended you earlier. I don't know. I don't understand why you're still
piece
here.
Of crap, Anthony. You should get rid of me right now.
Biggest question of the day will center on the Cardinals Royals series next on 101 ESPN.
Powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Let's get dirty. How about tomorrow over at the Telegraph location, Dirt Cheap? I will be there in person from 12 to 2 p.m. And we're just going to have a great time. My friends from Urban Chestnut are going to be there as well. We're going to be talking Zwickle Light and Squirrel Works, as well as everything else available inside the Dirt Cheap location. Just love heading over there. It's a great spot. Everything's just right there, wide open. People are friendly. If you got any questions, they're going to answer them for you. And what better time of year than right now to stock up on all the things that you need. Great prices, the best prices, quite honestly, right there. And again, Zwickle Light, Squirrel Works, Zwickle, my friends from Urban Chestnut will be there too. It's going to be a big party. I love these kinds of get-togethers, and you will too. Don't forget also to download the Dirt Cheap app. Every dollar you spend at Dirt Cheap earns you points that you can use in the store. It's an awesome program. They also have an events section right there, and in that section you can find out where there's tastings of certain bourbons. There might be raffles for bourbons, all that stuff. But you do have to check them out. Go to dirtcheapfunfun.com. Again, that's dirtcheapfunfun.com. Whatever your tastes, you will find it at Dirt Cheap. Remember to have fun, but please be careful out there.
WXOS, WXOS HD1 East St. Louis. 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return. Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN. It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy Siding.
5:04, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Bradford Bruns. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford is in for Marsh today. Carey Davis has the day off. He'll be back on Monday, and we just suspended Jamie Rivers for the final 30 minutes of the show.
Had to do it.
Yep. We're off a little earlier tonight because we got Cavaliers Pistons game 6, pregame at 5:30, tip-off at 6, and Timberwolves versus the Spurs game 6, tip-off at 8:30. So we got the NBA doubleheader tonight. Are you on the board again?
Not this evening,
okay,
but I will
say
be.
That was a long day for you.
I'm an association guy. I will be paying attention, but not on the board.
Both games should be very intriguing. All right, so the biggest question of the day will be our Cardinals-Royals entrance survey, Bradford. So why don't we start off with the first question, which is which pitching matchup from the series intrigues you most? You got Dustin May versus Michael Walker tonight. You got Kyle Leahy versus Noah Cameron on Saturday, and then you got Palante versus Kolek on Sunday. I got to tell you, the Palante-Kolek one doesn't intrigue me too much.
Toss it out.
This Noah Cameron's been pretty good, but I got to go with tonight. You got Michael Walker returning to St. Louis. He has been sharp, and Dustin May has been, we've seen the good and the bad thus far to Dustin May. Certainly nowhere near fulfilling the expectations that we had coming out of spring training for Dustin May. But he has had semblance of being, that guy. So if I'm going to choose one of these matchups in the series, I would go with Dustin May versus Michael Walker. How about you?
I'm with you all the way. You have to look at tonight's matchup when you're talking about from a number of different standpoints, Stalt, because you've got Walker coming back. It's hard to believe almost on one hand that he hasn't been with the organization since 2019, and he's really done a nice job of rejuvenating that career, especially in Kansas City. He's found a home there. He's really been able to have a good representative body of work. I think the Cardinals lineup, especially with what you've seen of late, it does match up pretty favorably against him, but he's older now. He's crafty. He works on that two-seamer, getting it down in the zone. And for me, May's last two starts weren't the utter disasters maybe that some of us painted them out to be. You face two big-time offenses, obviously, from the NL West in Los Angeles and San Diego. You were able to get through 6 innings in those affairs, but what you need to see from him, certainly, I like to get back to more of that ground ball-oriented approach. It was nice that you fanned 7. You were able to do that in your last start, but when we saw May start to shake off kind of, not the cobwebs, but obviously the difficulties of his first couple of starts this season, it was being able to work down in the zone and inducing some of that softer contact. And against a lineup like Kansas City, quite frankly, with the exception of a Bobby Witt Jr., you don't worry. You flat out don't worry about that many guys along with Pasquantino now. So I think it's a good opportunity for May to get right and for the Cards to establish the tone right from the opener in this one.
So Dustin May does appear to be stabilizing after a rough adjustment period. And as we continue here, which starting pitcher or reliever do you have under the microscope heading into the series? I'm going to go right back to the well. It's Dustin May. So his recent form, he's 3-2, 2.55 ERA over his last 6 outings. So that's a major improvement from an ugly start. He's also, as we just mentioned, facing a pitcher in Michael Walker who has dominated his former team. 4-0, 2.76 ERA. And I'm sure emotionally he'll elevate. So Dustin May is the pitcher that I have under the microscope. Is this recent form something that we can bank on? Can we count on this? Or will the first 2 starts version of Dustin May pop back up? Because he's going to have to, if Michael Walker continues to pitch like he has, Dustin May's going to have to be on his game tonight.
No, I'm with you there. Now, the guy I'm putting under the microscope, and maybe it's fair, maybe it's not, I want to see if Kyle Leahy, talking about Saturday night against Cameron, in a pretty enticing matchup there as well, can get to 6 innings. He gave you 5+ of the scoreless variety against the Padres last time out, and progressively he has made strides after what was a very rocky, to say the least, start to this campaign. Maine. Is he catching fire right now? Is he settling into more of a groove? Is he doing a better job of utilizing the full arsenal of pitches? I would answer yes to all of those questions, but you need to continue to see that consistency. And again, as is the case with a May 2, not elevating that pitch count early, being able to, balance the strikeout, the swing and miss, with also utilizing that infield defense. So I'm still going with Leahy, at least for a couple of additional starts.
All right, what changes, if any, would you like to see made to the lineup? Honestly, Bradford, and we've answered this question the same way. It's kind of crazy, but I'd be nitpicking if I suggested anything with the lineup. We had the conversation earlier about Nolan Gorman. I think it's been a little premature for us to have the conversation to be so passionate about removing Nolan Gorman from this lineup. You don't have a clear replacement for him right now. It would be Jose Fermin, Cesar Prieto, or nobody. I mean, there's nobody coming up from the minors that is going to take that spot. It would be more beneficial for Gorman to get on a bit of a power surge and remind everybody that, yes, the strikeouts will be there, but what comes with the strikeouts is a massive amount of power. And we have seen him get hot in certain stretches where he might hit 5 home runs in 2 weeks, or six home runs in 2 weeks. So I wouldn't make any changes to the lineup, but I know some people would say, hey, put Prieto in there and stop at the Gorman experiment.
And we keep waiting for it, don't we, for that inevitable power surge. Now, so far in 26, it simply hasn't come to pass. But you ride with the current configuration. You do, especially because Ramon Arias, he isn't ready to return yet, okay? Right. And what you saw out of him, in addition to what we knew he was bringing to the table, former Gold Glove winner, the elite defense, he was hitting pretty well, not all the way around, but against left-handed pitching. Can you bide your time, or are you willing to maybe slide an additional start or two the way of Jose Fermin? I wouldn't hate that during the course of this series against Kansas City. That's not to say I'm necessarily expecting it. I wouldn't mind an extra start or two for Fermin, given just the quality of at-bats he's put together in the past week or so. Now, you can always go behind the plate, right? You can talk about Pedro Pajes. Obviously, he's behind the dish again tonight in handling Dustin May. Now, he did have a nice hit yesterday. He did come across to score, but that was his first hit, Stalt, since May the 1st, period. But at this point, I'm past the point, really, of reconciling, okay, can you get more time for Herrera behind the plate? Because it's worked out pretty well so far, to the tune of, number one, most important here, Herrera has stayed healthy, right? And that's part of the process. It's not necessarily putting him behind the plate every day. This organization wasn't going to do that anyway, but especially to begin the season. So I say you ride it out, quite frankly, and you also hope in center field that Victor Scott II is able to parlay some of that momentum, some of that charge, the energy that he hoped to pick up from that home run yesterday. Put him at the bottom of the order, put him there for all 3 days, see if he can continue to generate a little bit against the Royals.
That's a good one. The home run that he hit yesterday was so good to see, because it came in a spot where they were trailing 1-0, and I even remarked to the guys in the office the studio while we were watching the game. I'm like, they're not picking up Lopez.
No.
Like, Lopez wasn't dominating, but you could tell everything, any sort of contact was weak. They weren't really, they didn't look like they were comfortable. And then all of a sudden, Victor Scott sends one over the right field wall, and things started to, come into play. So I like that suggestion of Victor Scott. All right, your prediction for the series, Bradford?
I've got a lot of respect for Michael Wacha. I don't have the utmost respect for the Kansas City Royals as a whole. Jamie. Yeah, we still remember you. 19-25 so far this season, bringing up the basement along with Detroit, Stalt, the Tigers in the AL Central. But
a lot of injury problems for them.
This team has dropped 4 in a row. You're in a spot right now, it's kind of surprising to say, but you would almost hope for, you would basically want that sweep. But if you take the series outright, if you continue to build on the momentum we saw yesterday, picking up the series win for that matter against the Athletics, you take 2 of 3 and you go on from there. Optimistically, you gun for that sweep. More realistically, I think Wacha may do it tonight, and then you pick up 2 straight, 2 of 3.
I have no reason to believe that the Cardinals at this point will drop 2 of 3.
No.
This is just a team that has played so well coming off of losses. So if they were to get tonight's game and somehow lose Saturday, I would feel comfortable picking them on Sunday. So I'm going to take the Cardinals to win 2 of 3 in this series against the Royals, and let's hope they do so. It should be a great weekend at Busch Stadium.
Would you almost advise not outright pitching around Bobby Witt Jr., but quote-unquote pitching around Bobby Witt Jr.?
Absolutely.
There's nothing,
right?
Who scares me. Even Salvi Perez.
He struggled.
This could be it.
Jensen, no. Caglione, no. Collins, no. Mass. I mean, the bottom of the lineup's terrible. You know, Dunk used to say you got to find if you're a starting pitcher, you have to know where your outs are in the starting lineup. And I'm not looking at the 2-hole saying, yeah, it's one of my outs. There's no reason to attack Bobby Witt Jr. unless you've got your ego on the line. So I think that you're right. I think the bottom of the order is so weak for Kansas City that you're out. They're littered. The bottom of the order is littered with your outs. Don't mess with Bobby Witt.
Full stop, period. He is not the guy to beat you. Even Garcia, Vinny from a year ago had better campaigns. They've struggled to recapture that form.
Agreed. That's Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Criticisms and compliments and 3 stars of the day are next because we're off a little early tonight for the NBA doubleheader. We'll wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN.
You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team Studio Cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Studio Cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
Vehicles priced under $20,000.
We want to hear from you. Use the Scott Lee Mic Drop feature on the 101 mobile app. Give us your opinion on anything St. Louis sports with a mic drop.
Brought to you by the Scott Lee Heating Company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
Redbirds welcome Royals to Busch. Good afternoon, St. Louis. Bradford Bruns with you here with your Sports Center update, brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. In approximately 2 hours downtown, the Cardinals and Royals begin their 3-game series as intra-league foes squaring off on the heels of the Redbirds taking 2 of 3 from the Athletics in Sacramento. Tonight's pitching matchup will feature Dustin May for the Cardinals going up against old friend Michael Wacha of the Royals. Again, first pitch at 7:15 downtown. Meanwhile, in just a little while, 10 minutes to be precise, we have pregame for an NBA doubleheader. Eastern Conference-wise, the Pistons looking to stave off elimination against those Cleveland Cavaliers. Minnesota also facing the 3-2 series deficit against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Tomorrow on the NHL side, it'll be Montreal looking to close out Buffalo. That series stands at 3-2 in favor of the Canadians at present. This SportsCenter update has been brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Don't slow down. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
All right, if you missed anything from today's show, including our conversation with Alex Coil, the Memphis play-by-play man, including talking points with Alex about Joshua Baez and Blaze Jordan and Tink Hentz and Jimmy Crooks. I mean, you name it. We really broke it down with Alex Coil. You can download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or on the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. The podcast, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. All right, Bradford, you got some criticisms and/or compliments for us.
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
Shout out to the 314 right off of the bat. Stalt's a little bit of a shout out for your boy as well. Huge shout out to Bradford for working late last night, then pinch hitting with you guys today. Go T-Birds. That's right, because last night, Staltz, that was a heck of a contest.
Yeah.
Springfield able to even it up.
That was
series,
awesome.
The finals of the Atlantic Division. I have to admit, 3-0. I know this team has been uber resilient under Steve Ott, but going to the third period against another team that is superior to you in the standings, that has really had it rolling going into the playoffs, but you force overtime, you send it back home next Tuesday here on 101 ESPN that night. It's tied at 1, could be anybody's ball game.
And what a call last night, too. That was fantastic. The
Ryan
game
Smith
winner.
is the man, yeah.
Ryan Smith was fantastic. But yeah, Bradford, excellent work. We do appreciate everything you do for us when Andrew Marsh is out, and especially when, a lot of people don't know, you're working late. The next night, you get the call, and all of a sudden you're right back here the next day. But you did a fantastic job putting together the show for us today. Thank you.
Appreciate it, sir. Bouncing back and forth, that's what we do, right? That's
Absolutely,
what we do here.
yeah.
And from Curb Stomp, this show as a whole, Jamie. And Royals with an asterisk. It's been a banger all week. Thank you for the 4 hours of enjoyment every day. We appreciate you as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you. Have a great weekend to everybody.
And everybody in the snake pit as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes.
All right, do you want to do some 3 stars?
Absolutely.
Fire away.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Well, the NHL may not have appreciated his contributions or lack thereof very much, but thank you, John Tortorella, head coach, last night, obviously stemming from that Vegas victory, the elimination of Anaheim, beefing up our hockey content on the day. So begrudging, I'm not going to clap, but I am going to say that, yes, it was nice to have that much more of an infusion of the NHL talk. Yes.
Yeah, that was that storyline dropped right in our laps, and for those that didn't hear it, I mean, it's pretty heavy. So the NHL announced today, and we'll get back to your 3 stars here in a second. As a result of flagrant violations of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs media regulations following Game 6 of their second-round series against the Ducks last night, the Vegas Golden Knights will forfeit a second-round pick in the 2026 Upper Deck NHL Draft. In addition, Golden Knights head coach John Tortorella has been fined $100,000. The imposition of these penalties comes after previous warnings were issued to the club regarding their compliance with the media regulations and other associated policies. In other words, John Tortorella did not speak to the media last night and sent the 2 representatives up. This is following a series win, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Sent up the 2 guys, and then I think he pulled one of the players back. So, not great. The NHL came down with a heavy hand, and I think they should have. Hey, look, we have got to have a relationship with the media because the media is a conduit to fans. And they're trying to promote our good, bad, or ugly. They're trying to promote our sport. We have a good working relationship. That's why we send you guys up to the podium after wins, losses, and otherwise. So I don't blame them for coming down hard on not only Torts but also Vegas.
Absolutely,
like coming down hard on the team, saying, "Okay, we're going to fine you, but you're also not going to be the hero here walking away. We're going to get your team so that everybody knows." You're not going to just absorb a fine if you're the head coach. Your team's going to get punished too.
Yeah, on one hand, really unfortunate too, because you have the guy in Mitch Marner who's at the front of the conversation in the NHL right now. This really puts just a bit of a stain for the organization going into the Colorado series. That's neither here nor there. We'll see what you can do against the Avalanche moving forward. But from the rink to the diamond, our second star today, that will go to none other than the play-by-play voice for your Memphis Redbirds in action tonight and tomorrow on Matrix Midwest against Jacksonville. That's Alex Coil. Good content from our guy in Memphis today, whetting the appetite that much more about Jimmy Crooks, Joshua Baez, and the gang.
He was fantastic. He provided such detail that we can only gather from any sort of storylines. And there's some media coverage for Memphis, and the men and women who report on Memphis do a great job. But it's different when you're talking to a play-by-play man that is observing the team day in, day out, has a feel going into the season what the expectations were for certain players, where they are now. And I thought that Alex Coil had some fantastic insight on a lot of the players that have become hot names here in St. Louis.
And the number one star of this Friday, May the 15th, we will have to go with a baseball-related nominee as well. The old Four Fingers, the old Kit Kat, the number one star today. There you go, Jamie.
If you listen to Jamie's breakdown of a Little League World Series team that he at one point played for and pitched for, apparently during one of the games, he decided after working on a curveball for about 2 minutes that he was going to then throw the curveball in a game. And he said to his catcher, just put down 4 fingers. We'll call it the Kit Kat, and I'll know to throw the curveball. First curveball he threw was fantastic. Next few got him hammered.
But he got better. He improved.
He
As
said.
we all do.
Yeah, the old Kit Kat, 4 fingers. All right, that'll do it for us here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What a week it's been. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening or watching via the YouTube. One last shout out to our Snake Pits. We thank you as well. For Bradford Bruns, pinch hitting for Andrew Marsh. For Carey Davis, who'll be back with us on Monday. And for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. We'll be back on Monday. See you.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.